Yo. Oh, what up, man? Welcome, welcome. He just glitched out. Oh, minus 43 a day maintenance. Damn. Improved citizen welfare. We got the reduced maintenance. Our research terms are at loggerheads. They have competing proposals. Should we invest in using technology to improve citizen welfare or direct research towards overhauling our maintenance systems? We'll do citizen happiness. We gotta get them more happy. Carbon nanotubes. Final fit out. 20 minutes. Alright, citizens are happy as fuck. Got the marrow bulbs, got the batteries. Hey, everything's coming out good. Population 49. I keep accepting more citizens, but my population's not going up. But I think the citizens that I accepted, they were more for settlement features. I don't know how to actually... Oh, I think the settlement being a B class, I don't think I could affect the population. If I had a bigger population, I would probably be bigger production. I haven't found any settlement like this either. On my home planet, not on any other planets. I don't know how to find these just yet. But I got my... Oh, I got the farms. They're set up so good. Got the GSE Glizz top. I gotta get money first before I recruit freighters. But we got the sodium farm starting off. I think I gotta build some more. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Right now I'm working on building up more storage for all of my shit. Just more storage for all my farming spots. I'm getting a bunch of farming done. I gotta... start harvesting on other planets too. Because harvesting on Gluck Gluck is pretty good, but I know I'm gonna need more resources. And also, this shit's gonna make me a ton of money. So I'll be able to buy freighters for the ship soon enough. It's my inventory. Oh yeah, and I want to increase my tech inventory. I only have 2 more rows. So I think I'll clear these up today. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright, let's collect. $750. Can I just go to any... $750? Okay, so I can just go to any one and pick it all up. Nice. Okay, I got a bunch of storage over there too. Got the Glizz Gobbler. I renamed my my mech. The Glizz Gobbler gobbles up all those resources. I don't even have to farm carbon anymore because I'm gonna get an oxygen farmer. Supply depot 1250. I'll take some of that. Hey, hey. Looking good. Hey. Got the miner here. How much ferret do I have? 1400. I just want my supply depots to reach like 9,000 each. 9,000 production per session. That's good enough. Max out slots. Unless I get greedy later, I'll just build a bunch more storage tanks. Shit. Got the Glizzy hyperdrive. Got all my farms out here. I gotta modernize a little bit too. Gotta start building some actual like bases for each of these, like little mini bases. Yeah. 1750. God damn. I have so much fucking copper. Yeah. I'm gonna start turning all my copper into chromatic metal and selling that. So look at that, 700k. If I have 9,000, I don't know how much exactly, but that'll be a lot. Yeah, copper itself isn't that valuable, but once you refine some of this stuff, the radon is valuable too. I gotta increase my sulfurine storage. So we got this Gliz farm, we got the, what's this, oxygen? Yeah, oxygen Gliz farm. I'll put some extra here, because I do plan on using a lot of carbon. 1400. I'll just build one extra for now. So 50, you can go to 2200. That's okay. That's okay. And the phosphorus Gliz farm. This shit. So much storage. 6250. Could definitely use some more, but that'll do for now. Of admitting the lies and rumors that you made up for clout. Hey everyone, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everyone gather round cause we're here to attack. But not based on ass, no no. Loaded lethal weapon with your finger on a key. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick with a dick and bam. My reputation's decreased. God, that song is so nice. Toxic gossip train, chugging down the tracks of misinformation. Man, Colleen Ballinger, the queen of YouTube, needs to make a comeback with a ukulele. Nothing else. I won't accept any less. Yes, queen. So, let's put some copper in this bitch. Copper, get your fucking ass in there. Toxic gossip train. Can I put more copper? Ah. Go ahead, go ahead. What else can I convert? Nitrogen? Sodium nitrate. Get some phosphorus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get to more planets. Maximize my, maximize my output here. Let's get some shit. Get some ferrite dust, a little bit of cobalt. Just put it up my ass so they don't find it, eh? I don't want the cops digging around my booty hole. They see something they like, they gonna take it. Hey. Let's sell crystal sulfide. Why can't I sell this? Buying for 7,000? How does that work? It doesn't. What is this menu? Sellable items. Can I bring my crystal sulfide here? Do I have... Is this showing me shit that I can sell? Industrial grade battery. Buying. Oh, look at that demand. Wow, I might get a lot of money for the batteries that the settlement is making me. Because they're giving me some shitty batteries, but if it's worth that much... It could turn out to be a lot, hey. Oh, I was getting sulfurine from here before. Oh, so I don't need that. I got a sulfurine farm and I got an oxygen farm. Hey. Make my dick hard. Captain Dickard. Yeah. Search my archives for. Oh, that's right. I got to do a main mission. Now, I really want to. I want to finish up the settlement. I wonder what it's gonna look like when I'm fully done, or if there's just like infinite improvements I can keep making to it. Ramp that thing up to like a fucking nuclear facility. Have them produce rocket ships for me, for free. We'll go back to the Hidden Gliz Village. Hidden Gliz Village. There we go. Now it changed the name. I think it changed it recently. It just took a few days. Jogging down the tracks of misinformation.
Just a quick...
Felion, hey, what are you doing here? Got my dick on your forehead. Hey, Villian, hey, tell me some stories. What you got? that big booty in my face.
Update before we start today's video. If you want more Philion content, we launched a second channel. It's called Third Eye. You can click on the link down below or head on over to my page, click on channels, and then tap on the Giga Chat.
Yo, that
Make
picture!
Sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. We are posting multiple times a
Giga
week.
Phil.
We're growing the team and evolving. And who knows, maybe you can open your own Third Eye if you go and subscribe. The Liver King has a dark secret, and no,
I gotta open
it's
my
not
third
really
eye
a
every
fake
time I
matter.
piss.
Just a fair warning, if
My third
anyone's
eye's my dick
squeamish,
hole.
we're gonna be talking about dead animals, and the only reason why I bring that up is because the footage relating to this video is insanely graphic and off-putting. To be honest, I don't even know if I can show you what I'm talking about. But in the event that that's the case, I'll blur it to the best of my ability. In order to understand
to the best
what
of
we're
your
talking about,
ability,
we have
put a
to be
big black
familiar
box
with
over
Liver
it.
King and his entire setup. I can't be bothered to go through
Copyright
the history
strike.
and lore of the Liver King, as well as parse out every individual lie that he's ever told.
Yeah.
But if you're unfamiliar with the Liver King, basically over the last 3 years, this man, Brian Johnson, blew up on social media claiming that his ancestral lifestyle was the way to a happy life. In reality, his entire social media explosion was a coordinated effort and production. Brian Johnson was a multi-millionaire before he ever appeared on social media as the Liver King. The main marketing strategy the Liver King uses consists of slaughtering an entire animal kingdom on a nightly basis. He then displays it in his kitchen or dining room table with the help of Liver King chef Lionel.
Primal need to know how hard Liver King Chef Lionel works on Saturday. I'm Liver King Chef Lionel, and for tonight's dinner we have...
I love the title, Jeffrey Dahmer. Motherfucker comes out, comes right out to the camera, ready to eat your guts. Give me those guts, those intestines, human intestines.
Brain. We're gonna have several types of brain. We're gonna have our...
Yeah, this motherfucker's definitely eaten like people before. God.
Lionel, and for tonight's dinner we have brain. We're gonna have several types of brain. We're gonna have our cow brain, we have our lamb brain, we have our goat brain, and of course we have our pig brain. We prepared these several different ways. We have brain fillet, we have brain sashimi, we have brain tartare, we got brain soup.
Brain tartare, what the fuck? He's getting fancy with it.
Brain ceviche, we got brain broth, and of course we have our brain supplements.
Your brain soup?
Then we're gonna have our whole beef protein shake. We're also gonna have our raw testicles, raw bone marrow, and raw liver. If you're not mad to eat that, do yourself a favor, get yourself a bottle of King. Let's have everything on that plate to boost your testosterone. And to finish everything off, we have our Liver King bar, now in chocolate. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Liver King Chef Lionel, out!
Where's the steroids? I need to know his regimen.
Family eat for dinner, and if you want to grow up to be big and strong like the Liver King, you can get all of this nutrition in powder or pill form with the help of his supplements. Now this is predatory and downright fucking weird for a lot of reasons, but let's cover predatory first. For a lot of these online health gurus, they made their fortune by creating a problem and selling you the solution. Let's be honest, adhering to a healthy, balanced diet model doesn't sell. It's not flashy. In fact, it's rather boring. You need to eat nose to tail and experiment with organ meat and raw liver because modern humans are lacking all of the proper nutrition they need to be the best version of themselves. Now,
hey guys, enjoying the new facility?
And who better to deliver this
Disappointed?
message than a roided
What?
sociopathic liar. If you're not aware, the
Fucking asshole, better watch
industry
yourself.
is a very lucrative business. In fact, most of the
He's
top
got his
people
own
in the
room.
game are
Stop
pulling
bitching.
over $100 million a year in revenue, and that is being conservative. And I bring this up because we're going to be focusing on one main element of the Liver King's business, the food, and the man behind it, Liver King Chef Lionel. It's no secret, in fact, it's obvious that Liver King spends millions of dollars, yes, 7 figures a year on food alone. Now, I don't buy that he eats it all with his family. It's, in fact, impossible. I do know, however, that Liver King has a farm, a ranch, whatever. Maybe he feeds it to other animals. He probably gets away with expensing all of it because the food serves as set design. Yes, the rotting carcasses on his dinner table are intentional fucking props. And if you fail to see this, then you're lost. The food is quite literally one giant photo op. Now, because social media is social media and it's driven by attention, people like Liver King go above and beyond to really sell it home. Almost exactly a year ago, Liver King chef Lionel,
Liver King chef Jeffrey Dahmer here. Lionel.
presumably under the orders of Liver King himself, considering he's payrolled by Liver King, made one of the most disturbing posts I've ever seen on social media. It was a series of 4 Instagram pictures that have since been taken down, except I saved them. Now what I'm about to show you is a literal monstrosity.
I will need to know how hard Liver King Chef Lionel works on Friday.
I'm Liver King Chef Lionel, and here's what we made for dinner tonight. With the spirit of Halloween, we ran out of whole beasts to cook, so we made our own. This is gonna be our Frankenstein animal, complete with the head of a bobcat, the neck of an ostrich, the hands of a pig, the body of a goat, and of course the legs of the bobcat.
Yo!
This series of pictures was posted on October 16th of last year.
That is
The
fucking
caption reads,
nuts.
It's spooky season, so you know I had to do something outrageous for Halloween.
That's
What did y'all
fucking
think
nuts.
of the Frankenstein-inspired dinner? I don't know how to fucking say this, but Liver King Chef Lionel is smiling next to a literal abomination. It's a bobcat head connected to an ostrich neck, connected to a goat's body with pig feet sewn on the front and the bobcat's legs sewn on the back. The comments read, "That's not how you honor your food. That's wrong. What the fuck? This is madness. Disrespect. In what country is consuming cats legal, bro?"
D Filipinos, D Filipos was 3 of the comments. He's really disappointed. He got a lot of likes too. Disrespect. That's wrong. Yeah, I agree. Oh, fuck. Mute.
Cats
Unmute.
legal, bro. You've got to screw loose. This is some Jeffrey Dahmer type shit, okay? Who actually plays with animal carcasses and stitches them together for the sake of social media clout?
Is that actual
Okay,
animal
holy
parts? That's
fuck.
fucking weird.
What is wrong with you? The second slide,
Jesus.
we get a macro shot without Liver King Chef Lionel in it. Thanks for that. We can just get an overview of what we're fucking looking at. He literally made a demonic meat pinata, and I'm not even trying to be funny. And in the third slide, we get Liver King Chef Lionel with a Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt on, cute, funny, holding a monkey wrench, twisting its neck, you know, just an artist in the middle of doing what he loves, working on his craft. And then finally, we get to see this thing in action.
This is like some Saw
on
shit.
the Liver King's table. Yeah, they put this thing on display for the entire family just to fucking look at. Oh yeah, it's Halloween! Am I the crazy one? Can somebody tell me what's going on here? Please, if I'm in the wrong and this is normal behavior,
You're not
let me
tripping.
know. I don't know if these posts were taken down because of a policy violation, considering how graphic they are, or if he took them down himself after getting a bunch of backlash. But after I saved them, I did a little bit of retroactive research and found a couple of posts talking
building
about this
opportunity.
very
What
instance,
happened to
but
that?
it has yet to been covered on YouTube. And because of all the fake natty stuff, no one knows about this. For instance, here's a post on Reddit. Liver
Oh,
King
new
Chef
decision
Lionel literally Frankenstein
will
some
arrive in
animal
25
carcasses
minutes.
together for
Nice.
a quote spooky season and posted it on Instagram. The top comment says, "This is honestly fucking disturbing. In what world is this justifiable? Even for the Johnsons, Frankensteining animals' bodies together is incredibly disrespectful to those animals. And I don't think you can find any traditional tribal culture who
bobcat,
engages
too.
in
What the
anything
fuck did a
resembling
bobcat
this.
do to you?
People thought the steroids were bad.
Was probably trying to
Everyone
eat
needs to
you,
know
but
about this. Also,
he's not
this
gonna
guy
try to
should
turn
be
you
on
into a
watch
voodoo
list.
doll.
There was also a Twitter post about it, but it's probably lost in the void at this point. It read, "One of the missed aspects of the Liver King scandal is this Halloween Mengele experiment by his personal branded chef. Quite frankly, it's irrelevant if the animals were on Liver King's ranch and the bobcat was, say, a predator. Doesn't matter. You should not play with dead animals animals and sew them together. And I don't think you need me to fucking tell you that. This boils down to psychopathic behavior and a severe disrespect for animals. And listen, personally, I eat meat, and I don't think I could actually kill an animal with my bare hands, which may or may not make me a hypocrite, but it sure as fuck doesn't make me a psychopath playing with dead animals and sewing them together for a Halloween fucking gag and internet points, okay? It's not furthering my personal brand. I'm not using discarded carcasses as literal photo ops to be cool on social media. There's another aspect to this that reinforces my points that the Liver King brand simply does not respect animals as a whole.
We honor you, brother. Let me get a yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Let's get him over to the shade and do what we can do. Look at the set of testicles on this guy, huh? One for my oldest, one for my youngest. We got the liver! Let's get this ram over to Chef Lionel.
Liver King brought me ram today. For the ram, what I'm gonna make is gonna be shepherd's pie with haggis, and we're gonna cook the ram's head also.
Based on my assessment of this, Liver King and his two sons shot a ram on his property with a fence right behind it, which means that this animal was probably domestic. It's his animal. It's not a wild animal in Mother Nature that he tracked down, stalked, and shot it with a clean shot. No, he quite literally framed it as if he hunted this animal. Let's say you go on a real hunt, stalk an animal to 30 yards, then shoot it with a bow. Then maybe you can call yourself primal. The goat probably would have walked up to you and even, I assume, fed from your hand. Yeah, he staged this as if it's some hunt, some sacrificial boys ritual. No, it's a domestic goat on his property with nowhere to run, and he shot the fucking poor thing and then ate it. Imagine calling yourself primal when hunting at a high fenced property. Yeah, it's a farm animal. Look, I'm not a hunter, but please, I encourage you, let me know if this is standard practice. If this is showing respect to animals. Shooting a farmed animal. Wow. Why are y'all wearing ghillie suits? It's one thing to hunt, but what's with this constant show where you're acting like you're a combat veteran or something? The only people you're impressing are people who don't know better. Can I ask why you took a body shot and not a neck shot? Probably because he's not a hunter. He is a cushy, multi-millionaire LARPer who adopted the aesthetics of the Maasai, a Kenyan tribe who drinks blood out of necessity and tradition.
And as much as he will pour, Liver King will drink. Oh, all the way to the top. How long do you think this will take me to drink?
He has nothing in common with being primal. In fact, he's the farthest thing from it. He's pharmaceutical. This is some of the cringiest material so far. Right, wearing camouflage suits that aren't even properly camouflaged and shooting a sheep that is fenced in a controlled environment. Real primal right there. I can read these for days because it makes me feel a little bit better that people are actually aware of what's going on. Ah, the great wild ram, the nemesis of the primal human, tracked, stalked, for days, no doubt. You have certainly shown us the way to a more dominant self with the use of the great dominating rifle. This is such a load of self-indulgent tripe, but okay, fair enough. If there's one point I want to drive home, and I've been saying it for years,
I don't think Radon's gonna sell for as
never,
much.
Ever trust a fake natty.
Magnetized ferrite is, damn, 200k.
There is no position that we are in at this moment that represents anything
2,500?
close to strength, and certainly not with much of our Senate confirmed positions being vacant and empty.
All right, let's start
Oh, you
increasing
mean the Speaker of the
inventory.
House?
And that too.
Yeah.
And
So
Ambassador
113.99, and then the vote changed a little bit, but it's still not the 218 they need. You mean that part?
Yes.
Like they can't even put out a condemnation letter from the House because they don't have a House Speaker? Look, I don't care really what they do in that chamber in terms of their leadership. I hope they are better representing the people who voted for them by getting the speaker that they want and all voices heard on the right and the far right, everybody coming together. Great. Just can you do it in 15 minutes? Like, why does this have to look like what it did when you chose McCarthy? And they're going to keep that part under wraps, and I understand we won't see anybody until a full vote. But Kellyanne, we need to get moving.
The segment that you just watched from Fox News is emblematic of the growing frustration conservatives feel over the Republican Speaker debacle in the House. And Fox News is starting to very gently tell Republicans, hey, maybe it's time to get your shit together. But unfortunately for them, they're not taking the hint. Take this interview with Republican Bob Good, for example, with Neil Cavuto.
All right, you're worried, though, no offense to you, Congress, that you guys are looking kind of like Keystone Cops here. You can't get this done, and it doesn't bode well for Americans in their opinion of you running the House, because you can't seem to run it.
Well, remember that was said back in January, and a week or two later, nobody cared that it took a few extra days to elect a speaker. We got to get this right. We will live with the impact of this decision for decades. And with $33 trillion national debt, $2 trillion deficit, an open border,
But what you said
low
in
credit
January
rating,
blew up, right, Congressman? No fault to you.
It
blew
did,
up. So
it did,
would you
and
be
I was not in favor.
Would you be for that vote to vacate the chair when all it takes is one of you guys to torpedo a speaker?
Well, only one person can bring up the vote to
Right.
consider whether or not to retain the speaker. One person can't remove the speaker,
I understand.
of course.
But it worked,
But one
right?
person can. Well, one person can bring up the vote, and Speaker McCarthy didn't have the votes to
brought
say a
it up,
speaker.
and he got what he wanted. One guy.
Yeah, seems kind of insane, does it not? Now, the reason why there's so much frustration is because they are still deadlocked and the infighting continues. Now, since the last time that I talked about this, 113 House Republicans voted for Steve Scalise, and this means he's the nominee. Now, they held this vote during a secret ballot, but the problem is that 99 other Republicans voted for Jim Jordan, and they don't seem interested in Steve Scalise at all. And they don't seem willing to back down from that position, which is a problem. Hey, sorry to interrupt here, but it's Mike from the future. Just letting all of the viewers know that as soon as this video was finished being edited and exported and being uploaded to YouTube, turns out we got some breaking news that I did not include in this video. Steve Scalise has ended his bid to be House Speaker. Now, what you're going to notice is that throughout this video, I talk about the attacks that he faced from Jim Jordan, from Donald Trump even. So you kind of understand that this was all kind of pointing in that direction. Having said that, though, a lot of the stuff that I say is now irrelevant because I talk about it in the present tense as if he's still in the race, when he is, in fact, no longer in the race. So keep that in mind as you watch the video. But regardless, enjoy. I'll give you additional updates next week if there's anything else. But, you know, it just kind of goes to show you that covering this shit show is very difficult. But I do think that a lot of the details in this video are still important because it gives you the most up-to-date accounting of what's happening. And spoiler alert, it's a fucking mess. But either way, back to you, Past Mike. Enjoy the video, friends. And on top of that, Trump endorsed Jim Jordan over Steve Scalise, and that kind of gives them a little bit more ammunition to keep going for Jim Jordan since Daddy Trump has crowned his favorite.
Well, I like Steve. I like both of them very much. But the problem, Steve is a man that is in serious trouble from the standpoint of his cancer. I mean, he's got to get better for himself. I'm not talking about even country now. I'm saying he's got to get better. And this is tremendous stress, all of the things that you hear about, and things that you don't want to get involved in from the standpoint of getting well. Steve is going through very, very serious cancer therapy, and of course then he had that horrible attack years ago that, it's amazing that he came back. I went to the hospital. I was with him the night it happened. I was literally with him holding his hand. And I was there the night that it happened, and the doctors gave him probably a 10% chance, and he made it. But there's tremendous after effect there. But he's got a very serious form of cancer. And, most importantly, I want Steve to get well. I just don't know how you can do the job when you have such a serious problem.
Is that the only reason you endorse Jim Jordan?
And you know what it does? These treatments, they drain you of strength, supposedly. It's draining of strength. And we need tremendous strength, both inside and out, because we have radical left lunatics like Nancy Pelosi and Schiff and all these crazy people that are so bad for our country. And they've got to fight them off, and they've got to fight the outside world off.
Right.
So Steve Scalise can't be the fighter Republicans need right now because he is dealing with cancer. Now, this is the argument that Marjorie Greene is also making. She told reporters this on Capitol Hill, and she also wrote the same thing on Twitter, saying, I just voted for Jim Jordan for Speaker on a private ballot in a conference, and I will be voting for Jim Jordan on the House floor. I like Steve Scalise, and I like him so much that I want to see him defeat cancer more than sacrifice his health in the most difficult position in Congress. I'm sure that's exactly why she's supporting Jim Jordan over Steve Scalise. Now, she goes on to say that Republicans need full leadership, which is why she's supporting Jim Jordan, so the party can focus on doing important things like protecting kids. Now, in a moment, I will explain why it is incredibly ironic to think that Jim Jordan, of all people, is going to protect kids, but we'll come back to that. So we are seeing some butthurt from Republicans who support Jim Jordan and don't like that Steve Scalise is in the lead. For example, Lauren Bobo tweeted, we had a chance to unify the party behind closed doors, but the Swamp and K Street lobbyists prevented that. The American people deserve a real change in leadership, not a continuation of the status quo. Now, these people are so self-absorbed because if she actually wanted to unify the party, well, more Republicans voted for Steve Scalise than Jim Jordan, so isn't that more reason for you to switch sides and not them to switch sides? She can't see past her own biases. But what you're seeing here is signs of more rebellion from the fascist wing of the Republican Party. And while Jim Jordan is pretending to be a good sport, while he's talking to reporters at least, he is covertly trying to destroy Steve Scalise's chances. Newsweek reports allies of Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan are trying to sabotage House Majority Leader Steve Scalise's bid to become House Speaker by claiming the Louisiana representative has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars at a DC steak restaurant, according to reports. Eric Cortellessa, a politics reporter for Time, said supporters of Jordan have been sharing Federal Election Commission documents around Washington, D.C., showing that Scalise has spent more than $500,000 through his congressional campaign account at Capitol Grill since 2011. They are saying it reveals Scalise to be a creature of the Washington swamp and establishment, another sign that Republicans are not ready to corral around a single candidate. Some are preparing for a lengthy and bitter fight, Cortellessa posted on X, formerly Twitter. Now, I've got to say, it is very telling that Jim Jordan's allies are using steak dinners to attack Steve Scalise instead of, any of these other things you can attack him for, primarily him calling himself David Duke without the baggage. That seems pretty incriminating if you ask me, but of course, such a statement doesn't even register as controversial to Republicans because they probably think that it's good, and they like that about him. In fact, they find that an advantage, not a disadvantage, but they're going with steaks instead. Now, look, I get that $500,000 is a lot to spend on steaks, but not the biggest concern that I have personally when it comes to Steve Scalise. But Jim Jordan has to tread very carefully here because there's a lot more dirt on him than there is on Steve Scalise. And it seems as if Scalise has kept his powder dry so far. But if he really wanted to, I think that he could destroy Jim Jordan. But not everyone is remaining quiet, and Jim Jordan's past is now coming back to haunt him since he's in the spotlight again. Newsweek reports 4 former wrestlers from Ohio State University who accused Representative Jim Jordan of failing to act on allegations of sexual abuse when he was the team's assistant coach said the congressman shouldn't become the new House Speaker. Jordan has long denied accusations that he was aware of any abuse allegations aimed at OSU team doctor Richard Strauss while the Republican worked as a coach between 1986 and 1994. The allegations against Jordan first emerged in 2018, with 6 former wrestlers telling CNN in 2020 that Jordan knew of complaints from students about Strauss, but failed to take any action. Quote, he doesn't deserve to be House Speaker, said Dunyasha Yetz, one of the former OSU wrestlers. He still has to answer for what happened to us. Mike Scheich, who is one of the hundreds of OSU students who say they were abused by Strauss, added, do you really want a guy in that job who chose not to stand up for his guys? Is that the kind of character trait you want for a House Speaker? Scheich dismissed Jordan's suggestions that he wasn't aware of any abuse allegations against Strauss. Quote, his locker was just a few spots away from mine, and mine was near Dr. Strauss, Scheich said. And we were always talking about Dr. Strauss. There's no way he didn't know what was going on. Rocky Ratliff, another one of Strauss's alleged victims, who is also a lawyer representing some of the plaintiffs suing OSU, said the accusations surrounding Strauss were an open secret at the university while Jordan was there. Yeah, this story is genuinely nauseating, and I absolutely believe the students. Jim Jordan feigning ignorance is something that he's doing obviously to make himself seem innocent, but his negligence here was so bad that I think it was arguably criminal. We're talking about somebody that didn't just sexually abuse a couple of kids, because that would be bad in and of itself, right? He abused 177 male students at least within a 10-year period. And you mean to tell me that Jim Jordan never got the sense that something was off? I just don't buy it. I don't even buy stupidity as an excuse. I don't think that anyone can be that oblivious. Jim Jordan made the choice to remain silent because that was the most convenient option for him. Why rock the boat? Might as well allow the abuse to continue for years, even though it's an open secret that this is happening. So going back to Marjorie Greene's tweet about supporting Jim Jordan to protect kids, I find that so disgusting and comical, because he had the chance to protect kids from a serial predator, and he failed miserably. But Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that, well, he's the one we can trust to protect kids. This party is such a joke. But whenever Republicans are hit with the truth and inconvenient facts, well, they do what Jim Jordan did. Plead ignorance. This is what Nancy Mace, a supporter of Jim Jordan's bid to be speaker, did when she was confronted about this on CBS News.
I know you've been outspoken about defending victims of sexual assault. Do the past allegations against Jim Jordan that he turned a blind eye to sexual abuse give you any reservations?
I'm not familiar or aware with that. He's not indicted on anything that I'm aware of. And so I don't know anything and can't speak to that, but I will say that I have been, as you said, Margaret,
she ain't no snitch.
I don't know anything.
She ain't no fucking rat.
About that. What I do know is
them
that I've been
bitches
a
that shut
very
the
strong
fuck
voice
up.
for women. I've talked to Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise about that. I've been a very strong advocate for rape victims. As you mentioned earlier, the Judiciary Committee, with him as chairman, recently passed a rape kit bill that Barbara Lee and I are working on. And those are the facts and the data that I have to work with, and I've had a very positive experience with him in that regard.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. It's despicable that this party, who makes their entire identity or their main focus this year about protecting kids, they prop up somebody who protected a predator.
Far is
it's
my home from
genuinely
here?
morally egregious, but it's right on brand.
30
for
minutes, not even
Republicans.
far.
Now, since we're on the subject of Nancy Mace, I would be remiss
I don't think
to not
I've
mention her
hit like
bizarre
the other side of the
publicity stunt
planet, maybe
where
a
she
couple
showed
of
up to
times.
Congress wearing a big red A on her shirt, and she explained why she did this in an interview with reporters. So let's watch that, and then I have a lot to say when we come back.
I'm wearing the scarlet letter after the week that I just had last week, being a woman up here and being demonized for my vote and for my voice. I'm here to let the rest of the world know and the country know I'm on the side of the people. I'm not on the side of the establishment, and I'm going to do the right thing every single time, no matter the consequences, because I don't answer to anybody in D.C. I don't answer to anyone in Washington. I only answer to the people.
Okay. The problem, Nancy, is that that's not what that means. As HuffPost explains, the 19th century novel tells the story of a woman who gets pregnant and is forced to wear a scarlet letter A as punishment for adultery. Now, people roasted her online for this, saying, "Show me you haven't read Scarlet Letter without telling me." And this person correctly points out that she will never be Emma Stone, which is accurate because in the movie Easy A, which is where that screenshot came from, that was a teenager who wore the Scarlet Letter in response to her being slut-shamed, whereas Nancy Mace is a 45-year-old woman who is not being accused of adultery or being punished for it, to my knowledge. She's just doing it because she wants to make herself seem like the victim, because Republicans didn't like that she voted to oust McCarthy when she knew that that would be controversial. It's just so embarrassing. This is somebody who, out of all the Republicans, she was seemingly more sane, I mean still insane to be clear, but more sane than the rest of them. But in the course of a year, she has completely demolished her reputation as a more reasonable Republican, and now she just seems as idiotic as the loudest Republicans in Congress. But back to the speaker race, because the pressure is increasing on Republicans to find someone, especially now since they want to vote to send military aid to Israel, but neither the nominee or the runner-up are seemingly able to get enough support in the event this came to a vote on the House floor, and they know that. And that lack of a consensus has led to Kevin McCarthy flirting with the idea of, once again, throwing his hat back in the ring. For example, he tweeted out a 5-point plan to respond to the war in Gaza, and has expressed interest in re-entering the race if there's enough support for him. But the problem is that
this shit's
there
far
isn't
just
enough
flew
support
into the
for him.
daytime.
The Hill breaks down the current
Nice.
conundrum Republicans are dealing with. Quote, McCarthy's detractors appeared in no mood to
So you
allow for
can
his
fly
return,
onto the
and
bright
neither
side of a
Jordan nor
planet. I
Scalise seemed
assumed
to have a
already,
lock on the
but I
closed-door
just never
conference
actually
vote
did
planned
it.
for
That's
Wednesday,
cool.
and as we saw,
I like that.
yeah, they were pretty divided, leaving the House GOP without a clear path through the speaker conundrum. We're kind of like a scattergram. We're all over the map in terms of the way forward, said Steve Womack, a leading appropriator, adding to reporters that talks were civil during a conference meeting Monday evening, but that there are still hard feelings after McCarthy's ouster. This is a hard conference to lead, Womack continued. That's a polite way of putting it. There's a lot of free agents in there. That's another really polite way of putting it. A lot of people that just aren't going to forfeit their individual voting card. But I think right now, the need for the conference is to function more like a team. Good luck, bud. The world's watching what's happening, and we need to come together and unify behind a speaker, Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCaul said Monday. But that pressure hasn't yet led to a consensus. Yeah, and at the time that I record this video at least, that still appears to be the case. It's almost as if this isn't a serious political party and they are incapable of governing because they're more concerned with theatrics and self-aggrandizement than actual governance. But keep in mind, as Jim Jordan attacks Steve Scalise is also getting attacked from a different angle because last week Axios reported that McCarthy's allies are also working covertly to undermine his bid to be speaker. So
and I
the
want to
person
discover
who
all
is
the animals
nominee
on
with
this
the best
planet too.
chance is getting attacked.
All the
from
animals and
the other front runners. I don't know if you
fauna?
can call McCarthy a front runner, but he's at least a
do I
prominent
need?
Republican with a lot of sway still. And it just looks like a complete mess, and
I
I
need
just
the flora
can't
and minerals.
see that changing anytime soon.
I got all the animals.
But I hope it gets messier because this is the most entertaining reality show I've seen in a while, and I will
Yo.
continue to watch so long as they continue to entertain and put on the show.
It's good stuff.
Penis and balls, vagina. Penis and balls,
Vagina.
P-word and balls, vagina. P-word and balls, vagina.
Wet ass P word.
Ass, ass, ass.
Mike has some
Vagina.
bangers.
She stroked
Banger
my face
outros.
with the vagina. She stroked my penis and balls.
With
This is
the
him talking about
surprise
the girl
Jordan
who, like,
Peterson
is
feature.
now gone,
Jordan
missing,
Peterson on the
and
track.
may be dead. And he's talking about her poor female decision making. Okay, you guys want to see something crazy? All right. I know we talk about conservatives doing wild stuff, but I'm going to tell you, I think this is one of the worst wellness checks that we've ever done in our entire lives. Because not only are things not going well, they're actually going terribly. There is an insane freak. His name is JF Gariepi. I'm going to warn you now. He's Québécois. He is French Canadian.
Oh.
Once again, Canadians coming across the border only brings problems for this country.
Station
I'm going to
authority
tell you this
cargo
now.
probe. Get
I'd
the
take
fuck out of
10
here,
tons of
man.
Fent
I don't have
over
any
your
illegal
random
gear.
rinky-dink Canadian
Banned
coming
goods
across the border at
detected.
this
Suck
point.
my
Because
dick.
I'm going to tell you,
Illegal
they're
cargo
bringing
detected.
They're
Man.
bringing things worse than crime. They're bringing things worse than drugs. All right, and I'll
Refuse to
explain that to
comply.
you now.
Suck my dick.
All right. Also, is a possible. This is a
I'm out.
missing woman.
See
Possible
ya.
essay. Ableism.
No, I'm out.
Kidnapping. Alt-right. Grooming. Possibly even forced pregnancy predator. Content warning. Nightmare segment. Possibly nightmare segment, I will say. They've done every crime under the book. CW, everything. I can't even say you're really wrong at this point. This is one messed up guy. And I can't even sugarcoat it for you there, bestie. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's talk about JF Gariepi, okay? Name the Segi French EDP on the French EDP on the prowl. All right then. If I remember correctly, he's explicitly against democracy and has a braiding kink. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about something super quick, okay? All right. Let's talk about something super quick.
Alright, so I've gotten every
This
single
guy-
upgrade for the
Alright, the guy
exosuit.
we're
I
gonna-
never
this
have to
is
see this
a-
man again.
This is Nightmare Wellness Check. A character by the
Yeah,
name
that's it.
of JF Gariepi.
I'm king. I'm king
French
of the
Canadian
exosuits.
freak,
Peace.
who was well known in the sort of debate sphere community, as a alt-right eugenicist, white nationalist, neo-Nazi adjacent, Richard Spencer friend, eugenicist, like white breeding weirdo, French Canadian, debate bro, demon with many accolades that are simply just evil by name. I think Vosh debated him. The Surfs debated him. Destiny debated him. This guy goes way back. If you've been in this sphere for a while, this guy goes way back. If you haven't, then good on you. You don't know who this guy is. He is like a demon. Okay, incarnate. Naomi recently. Listen, I wouldn't give this guy the clout, but the reason why we're talking about him today is for a very specific reason. The reason is because his wife is missing. Crazy, I know, but not just because she's missing. All the circumstances around her wife, girlfriend, and me even needing to qualify that I don't know her necessary relationship to her is important here. Okay, because it's super weird. All right, and he may be involved. He said he wasn't, but let's read it. What happened with this guy the other day? He posted this: the police in Canada is looking for Mama JF, which is like his partner. Okay, the girl, the lady in question here, because in true Mama JF fashion, she has left our home in June and has disappeared from the map. I am sure that Mama JF is fine. I know she has been safe for at least 2 days after I dropped her off where she wanted in June. Mama JF left our home entirely voluntarily to go live a life of adventure wherever it would bring her. Okay, so just so we know right now, this woman has been missing since June. It is now October. She's been gone for like almost like half of the year, and said literally nothing since June. And he knew that she was like missing 2 days after June, okay? 2 days after he dropped her off in true Mama JF fashion, leaving the home, okay? And this speaks some bitterness to me, okay? In true Mama JF fashion, she just up and left our home. Just left and went. I dropped her off where she wanted, wherever that is. She left voluntarily to live a life of adventure, wherever that, totally voluntarily, okay? And completely without any force whatsoever. But since she has
I'll get that since I fucked up the Bowcaster.
And not connected to her cell phone or updating me or her family, I asked anyone who has encountered her to just notify the police so that they know she's safe. And I asked her if she wants to leave a note to the police, me, or her family to ensure everyone is safe. If you want to send an encrypted tip anonymously, you can leave it here at Proton. All right. So that's what we have so far. It just came out randomly out of the blue that this partner, girlfriend, whatever that he has is just simply missing. All right. I think it's super weird. A lot of other people think it's super weird. Anonymously, yeah, super anonymous tip. Desperate for an alibi. It's possible. I'm not gonna say anything yet, but there's a non-0% chance that that's possibly what's going on here. I don't want to be mean, but I foresee a JCS video on this guy coming up in the future. We'll see. And then this is super weird. This is a little weird too. You were the last known person to see her since June. No, she has been traveling and leaving an electronic trace far from mine. So I do not expect to be a suspect in her disappearance. What the fuck? What the hell type of comment is this? Bro, who claimed that you're a suspect at all in any way? What does that mean? Red flag, huge red flag. Massive, bro, fucking what?
Welcome in, my man. Come through.
Yo, huh?
I'm not gonna leave you out there. Take on a little debt. It'll be gone in 15 minutes.
Like
You're good, man.
The Quebec Slayer or something.
Don't ever sweat it.
She has been
These people are so nice.
She has been traveling and leaving an electronic trace far from mine, so I do not expect to be suspect in her disappearance. Okay.
Me, anything to
so
repair?
He's just like, so yes.
Oh, new
it seems
citizen
like
proposal
he is the last
coming
person
soon.
to like see her since her disappearance. He tried to say no, but the answer is actually yes, that he is the last person to see her, since nobody else has come forward that they've seen her since she's been, you know, gone, since June. And he said that there's been an electronic trace that he claims to be far away from his, and out of nowhere.
He looks like the guy from Smash
I'm definitely
Mouth.
not. Guys, I'm totally not a suspect. Just in case you guys were thinking that I was a suspect in killing my wife, I'll let you know.
I'm not.
I promise. I'm really not. I'm totally not. I'm very normal and can be trusted around women. And here's the thing is that this man can't. He can't actually be trusted around women. Any women. So this guy has like a long history with being, I'm going to tell you this now, simply evil. Like there are other words in which I could like possibly use to describe it, but I feel all of them would be reductionist, and so I think all of them would be missing the point, and I would circle back to this word anyways. It would like when I explain to you the things that this man has done to women specifically, reductive, yeah. That didn't mean that. What he's done to women specifically, you're going to that's the word that's going to pop into your head, so I might as well just say it now. Evil. The baguette demon. Good lord. Oh my goodness. Reductionist. It'd be less creepy if he acknowledged her by her own name. It is true that he hasn't acknowledged her by her own name yet. It's just like she and Mama JF. Even if there's like a privacy concern, Jay Breeze, I already have it. Thank you. Even if there's a privacy concern, it's literally right here.
I can sell my exosuit upgrade chart for fucking millions of what?
Are involved. Don't you think that if there's any time to actually like say their name, it would be when they're actually missing and the police are actively looking for them?
Wow.
Don't you think that's the time?
Holy shit.
At any point in time to actually
I could just keep buying nav charts and trading them in for exosuit upgrade charts and selling them back for cash. After I'm done fully upgrading my ex.
Start saying something, you know? God. It's just it's so weird. What's her name? I believe her name is Elora.
That's a lot of money.
I believe her real name is Elora. That's her first name. So here's the woman in question, okay? Here's the lady in question. Missing PIE woman Elora Patone. Last seen in Monketon, police say. RCMP reporting recent sighting, are reporting a more recent sighting of Elora PIE, a woman whose whereabouts have been unknown since June. 30 was last seen in Albert Street on June 19. 2 days later, previously reported a sighting.
Okay, I'm dumb. I never hit that drop pod.
17. Near Gunningsville Bridge, but nobody's been able to actually like see her, it seems. She's described as 5 feet 10 inches, 140 pounds with curly brown hair. She speaks French and English. Okay. The PIE missing persons is being put to the investigation. So this actually has the just so you know, this actually has the Canadian government involved. So like the real Canadian government are actually looking for this person. What is a PIE? I actually don't know. Does anybody know the I'm not Canadian, so I'm not necessarily sure. Oh yeah, just means Prince Edward Island. Crazy. All right, well, thank you for letting us know that it means Prince Edward Island. Crazy. It sucks to be ignored. I saw it. I just didn't know if it was true. I had to look it up.
Oh, that spinning actually hurt
one guy,
my eyes.
So I have to look it up.
Fuck.
If I just believed you and it was wrong, do you know how clowned on I'll be? I'll be so clowned on. They have to maintain the integrity of the investigation. I can say the new Missing Persons Act does allow police to access information that is of tremendous value to a missing person file that may not be available previous to this act. Now this is one thing, okay? That I think the new Missing Person Act allows them to like gather information from people around the missing person.
I got a whole other row.
And so
nice.
If it seems like he has some information that the government may find prudent, prudent to their investigation, they'll be talking to this guy, okay? But the reason for why I call this guy like a crazy demon is mostly because of this, all right? And this is the same man. Alt-right YouTuber accused of luring autistic teen into pregnancy plot. Now, I know that's a crazy headline, and I am so sorry to report that it actually gets worse from here. It does not get better. It actually gets so much worse. What a twist. To be fair, this person is crazy. We need to put him in jail. I would say that he does. I'm not gonna lie to you. For what he did, I do believe that he belongs in jail. Now, as far as I know, it's nothing too graphic, okay? Throw him in a volcano. Electric chair. Prominent far-right YouTuber who calls for a white
Pretty good
ethnicity
organization.
makes videos with Richard
Okay.
Spencer is accused of luring and attempting to impregnate a developmentally disabled Hispanic teenager while lawyers contested his
I'm gonna put
US
the hazard
immigration
protection
status.
up
All right?
here.
So if I remember this story correctly, basically he lured in a, like, you know, developmentally challenged and like autistic teenage girl into like a plot to be able to marry and put
Excuse
and
me.
like have her give birth to his kids to be able to get easy passage to the United States without having to go through like crazy visas and everything. So because of his insane like
Where's this thermal
online
protection active
presence,
shit on my fucking
may
screen?
make
Get off.
may make like the authority, the border security, less likely to approve of his passage to the United States. This comes
Okay,
amid a
so
legal battle with his wife.
I almost
who
got all
accused
my
him of
text
trying
slots.
to kidnap their infant
One
to
more
Canada.
row.
Jean-Francois Gariepi is his name. He's a Canadian citizen
Man,
who
just
also
keep my
stands
fucking
accused
quest
in
here.
2 court cases
Stop
of a
changing
pattern of
it.
bizarre and abusive
How much
behavior
time we got left?
towards
10
women.
minutes?
Allegations he denies in an interview with the Daily Beast. A child custody case with
Let's
his
start doing
third
some
wife
slots.
includes allegations that Gariepi engaged in misconduct
Yeah.
with an undergraduate he supervised at Duke. Gariepi's wife won sole custody of their newborn after presenting evidence that Gariepi had threatened to abduct the baby to Canada while his visa was dependent on their marriage. While the case is still ongoing, Gariepi lost a guardianship dispute over an autistic 19-year-old girl whom a counselor assessed as having an, in quote, the social and mental maturity of a 10 or 11-year-old child. Gariepi, who met the young girl online, take a seat, brother, and entered into a sexual relationship with her, claimed in court that the young woman was his pregnant fiancée, although blood tests revealed that she was not pregnant. In an interview, Gariepi denied the allegations that he had acted improperly and that he had attempted to marry and impregnate this woman with the
thermal protection
mental
active. I'll
maturity
activate my
of a
shit and get the fuck
11-year-old
out of here.
child. For U.S. immigration purposes, calling the allegations a smear campaign by leftist women. And honestly, this went crazy, okay? When this blew up in the space, like obviously everybody was all over it. He went on to defend himself several times in many debates that he was in the time. And we got the classic soundbite. It's called love, you idiot. Because somebody asked him why in the world would a autistic girl with a mental acuity, with a mental maturity of a 10-year-old child want to marry and have kids with him out of nowhere while he still has a wife and is losing custody battles over and over and over again, and like take him with her to America. And his response was, "It's called love, you idiot." It's crazy. It's a Destiny clip.
Sure, you don't have to care about my moral offense because the court already agreed with me about the moral offense that this girl did not have the two independent psychiatrists evaluated this girl. The first said that she had the social and mental skills of a 10 to 11-year-old child, and the second one said that she wasn't fit to make the decision to leave and live with you and have a child, which is obviously evidenced by the fact that she had
Love
no
that.
income.
Almost
she didn't
complete.
know if you had income. She had
This
never
one we
lived
got
on her own before,
1,
and despite all
2,
of this, you
4
convinced her
rows
to
left.
leave her family without a word to join you and make a baby.
Destiny, may I just...
That's called love, you idiot.
That's called...
It's called love.
You
A
idiot.
classic. Truly a classic, isn't it? It really is a death. And there it is. Yes, that's the reason why all of this has happened. It's called love, you idiot. That's why
Idiot.
she left her family and has no clue how to live on her own or anything. She wants to be with me and have my baby and take me to America. It's called love, you idiot. Yo, it's called jail, you predator. How about that? It's called jail.
love a 19-year-old girl? Sorry, go.
Yeah, a 19-year-old girl can love, you idiot.
Hey, I don't know why you're lecturing.
Hang on.
Do you want people in the future to be scared of going out with mentally disabled people? To be
okay. All right. And that was his play. Listen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start using the
sorry
big
that
menus
I'm
now.
not like you,
Much better.
who's, not
I
scared
got the space for
of
it.
loving mentally
Idiot.
challenged disabled people. Okay, buddy. All right. Okay, dude. It's a huge okay, dude type situation. All right. He said it himself. It was all or nothing. Marriage and a baby, or I couldn't stay in the US. He's literally abusing this person who can barely protect themselves, so he could personally get a trip to America. And thankfully, thank the Lord, it didn't work, and that man is still trapped in Canada. But unfortunately, it doesn't stop him from being in contact with women. All right, and he continues to be super creepy about today, and possibly even killing now. And this honestly, I don't even think this is his own.
I should have disabled that from the beginning. That would have helped
wasn't
discover
done. He wasn't one
plants
and
so
done,
much.
okay? He still hunts mentally disabled women for his own personal gain. All right, he's still doing it, and to prove he's still doing it, here's another screenshot of him talking about this whole situation. All right, and this shit, let me tell you right now, this shit's crazy. This nigga personal life insane. I have to agree. I can't lie, I have to agree. Indeed, not by my choice though. I love life. I love life rather relaxed personally. I'm asking someone who cares. I'm asking as someone who cares about you. Why?
Can I put this up more? Nope.
I care about the people who he's harmed, but not necessarily him.
It's an
but
extra
you really
vibration.
have a gift to found women who seem to bring a lot of drama into women who seem to bring a lot of drama into your
On
life.
foot field of
I'm
view. We'll
not
put this all the way up.
saying It's by your choice, or maybe a blind. I'm not
Flight
saying
field of view,
it's your
yep.
choice, but maybe it's a blind spot when it comes to relationships with women. It's now
Camera
a statistical anomaly. This is him when it comes to his like Mama JF. This Elora woman who's now missing. You know what this bro's response to this was? This is the way we great minds reproduce, by looking for other risk-seeking extreme minds like us. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You think a female 100 IQ elementary school teacher normie would want to reproduce with me? I'm beyond her comprehension. I'm not gonna lie, when I read this is when I knew he killed her. This is when I honestly, I was a little back and forth on it when it came to some of the stuff I saw. I could see it, but like when I saw this
Yes,
is when
Kitty?
I knew
What
for a
up?
fact that he did
We're popping off right
this
now.
is my personal opinion, okay, just to be clear. But I in my personal opinion, bro definitely has murdered this woman. I am almost 100% sure he killed her, right? The fact this is not parody is blowing my mind. Listen, this is how bad YouTube was. Just a lot of y'all weren't there back in the day when people like this were like running around
What's up?
YouTube and going and talking to like politicians and stuff like that, and like going on college campuses, and were like the #1 thing YouTube was pumping out back in like 2015, 16, 17, 18. Okay, it was crazy. And this guy is still on YouTube today, I'm pretty sure. Had to be strong back then. Listen. Politic frogs have soft hands these days. We were facing down the barrel of literal criminals. Actual criminals who belong in federal prison for like 30 to life. We're in the trenches, okay? But this shit's crazy. A female 100 IQ elementary school teacher normie would want to reproduce. Do you think that a girl would want to reproduce with me? I'm beyond her comprehension. This man, Gigabrain Sheen head ass, dude. His wives can't leave him faster than his own hairline. Sitting here telling us that apparently he's beyond women's comprehension. I think they understand you perfectly. That's why they leave you. And is that why you couldn't let this one leave too? Is that why? Is that what happened? I was going to say he looks like if Guy Fieri had a baby with a peanut. Shit's crazy. So just so you know, this is his justification for hunting down mentally impaired women to quickly marry and impregnate, or at least attempt to impregnate or keep as his like wives.
Yeah, I don't feel like shooting asteroids right now.
Partners or anything. Right?
We'll do that sometime. We gotta collect a bunch more tritium.
Because
did a shitload of it before. I still have a shitload of tritium left.
Just on such a higher
I never really need that much.
Autistic women could even begin to
I'm
break
glad I
through
don't
the
need
veil
that
of
much.
the Matrix to be able to reach him in any way, shape, or form.
Got a good shit,
It's called
baby.
you idiot. 100 IQ, sure. 60 though. Oh, shit's crazy, dude.
I'm gonna start buying
Crazy.
navigation
Also,
data
shout
and
out to
selling it
Sweetie
too.
Angel
That's gonna be my new
on the
hustle.
Bird app for putting a lot of these together. I really appreciate you for that.
Damn, you got a lot of
They
hustles
did,
in No
like, a
Man's
fantastic
Sky.
job helping out with some of these clips that I've been able to trace back to and everything. All right, and when Eleonora left him, okay, he said he did. Okay, this is four months ago. All right, when around the time when she went missing, he then did a random 3-day long break from stream. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna finish
random
this up.
3-day long break.
Max it out.
And then came back and dropped this video.
Matters most of life, and so what can I do? I cannot hate her. I cannot be frustrated about this, and that's it. So that's why I had to take 3 days total to. I made so much cleaning, so much reinstalling, so much plastering of the walls, construction, renovation. I wanted to set the home in the way I like it. It's like sterilize this home now. I can walk finally. I can access everything. The fridge is super clean.
Bro, fucking what? Right? Plastering the walls, renovation, reconstruction, all in the span of like 3 days, okay? All of this is coming down in the span of like 3 days. Don't you have to get a lot of those people? I don't believe that he's doing that all himself. He must have hired people. Did this guy hire people preemptively and then she left? What I'm thinking, all right,
unknowing
my
accomplices.
opinion of the timeline. He hired people to come renovate the house and then dumped her ass, okay, and then swooped up all of her stuff, gone, okay, renovated the whole place.
Oh, new
changed
settlement
everything around
decision?
instantly.
I'm coming.
Not a hair from her head
Let me get
left
this
behind
drop
in the
pod.
home. Everything's squeaky clean.
Don't leave.
American Psycho style. If he was a serial killer on a TV show, I'd call this a bad writing and 2 on the nose, right? You can't tell me this shit isn't crazy. This was the clip for me. Yeah, this is like it just somehow gets worse, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you, it actually gets worse. It doesn't get better from here. It doesn't stop here either. It actually gets worse. But he did that shit. Either he killed her or he killed her like by it's possible that he like murdered her by his own hands. This is all my opinion, just so you know. Or he like just she's you know, this girl has like a mental disability. He could have easily just dumped her out in the woods and she couldn't find her way back and is just lost, gone, and at this point dead. And he doesn't even have like, and it would be like a sort of like accident. Oh, she's
Hey, little
just,
guy.
you know, she went on an adventure, and oh, that's so unfortunate that she just. I
I gotta make
worried
more
about
animal
her.
pellets. I forgot how to make them.
That's why I didn't contact the police for 4 months.
Critical
while she was
exposure in
gone,
13 minutes.
After I knew
That's
that
pretty
she
good.
disappeared for
I
2
got good
days, and
hazard
she definitely
protection.
had an electronic
Go back
footprint that
home.
was very far from me. Just so you know. Yeah, she did a Dora the Explorer and then just accidentally ended up dead. Isn't that so sad? Allah, Vishnu, Jesus, Buddha, Yahweh, jump this man. Oh, good lord. You're calling all the deities out to take him? Somebody drag this man to hell immediately. Please, I'm begging you. Call the hitman or an accident. Call Agent 47. This shit's crazy. All right. And in the same time that he dropped that absolute heater, he dropped this one as well. Society will not approve as long as people prefer to attribute guilt to innocent men rather than conceive of the possibility that poor female decision making.
Oh, I got a
does
nice
in fact
farm going in a
exist.
circle. Okay,
It is
nice.
pretty wild to see people attacking
I
me
tried
with
to
the
keep a
wildest
straight
impossible
route,
theories rather than accepting the simple
but
reality
it
that
ended
our
up going
society
in a
has a problem
circle.
with poor female decision
All the good
making.
shit is just in a
And
big
that
circle
it
around my base.
refuses
That's
to
kind of good,
face.
actually.
The algorithm that plays out in people's brains can be readily observed as it deploys itself in social media incentives. If something bad happens to woman, find the closest man to her and then blame him because he has to be responsible. Most haters play this algorithm one way or another. The first layer attributes guilt for murder. A second, more subtle group attributes guilt to not caring enough. But what is a man supposed to do in the face of a modern female who chooses to utter the words,
Thought I was gonna
want
blow
to
up
go?
my house.
How many of those criticizing me today would be criticizing me for abuse or detainment had I not let her go? What the fuck? So you dropped her off in the woods? Excuse me, sir. It's possible that poor decision making could be being around a guy like you, Mr. Gariepi. I guess that poor female decision making is choosing to be around men like you. I mean, that's also possible. I let her go. Listen, sometimes you gotta learn to just let her go. In the end, only a small group of people truly understand the fallacy of the whole algorithm presented above. This algorithm, bro, he's so fucking guilty. He's such a criminal. Bro, he's such a, right? He's like such a fucking criminal. Bro, the Matrix is the algorithm. Poor woman decision making. This is him talking about the girl who like is now gone, missing, and may be dead. And he's talking about her poor female decision making. This algorithm is simply incompatible with our own society's stance on individual female liberty and emancipation, which have been elevated to sacrosanct status. Ooh, can't speak today. It's getting late, apparently. Sacrosanct status. I know that word. Here we are playing with forces that the Bible had warned us against. Going to fucking jail, okay? Listen, if that's how you want to play it, ask the Lord for forgiveness. But right now you're going to jail. Please, but I'm begging the Canadian authority to at least.
All right, policy decision time. Our experts are concerned by a recent mania for Atlas denial among the citizens. What the fuck is Atlas denial? They suggest the imposition of a hefty tax to take advantage of this mania for as long as it persists. So this is either adding or taking away from my productivity now, but changing the happiness. Okay. Now we're getting into some dangerous territory for decision making. What the fuck is Atlas denial? Can't find that specifically, but I do see some general good advice. Hold on. Interesting.
please keep like one eye on this guy. I'm fucking begging, dude, because everything that he says only makes everything that he's doing worse. Okay, I'll be on a multi-day break for the show. He's going on a break again. There are a couple of interviews I'll be giving. I'll give one round to those, and then it should be back on the show in 2 to 3 days. Meanwhile, I'll be on the Crucible and Dick Masterson. This shit's crazy. Listen, there are lots of clips that you can pull. There are lots of clips that you can pull to make you think that like he did something. Okay, let me tell you this shit right now. This is possibly the worst one. So this is Elora, who got on stream, who hopped on stream when he was on stream. Okay, this is his face. This is the person he's streaming with. This is Elora. All right, the woman who's been missing for at least 4 months. Look at this.
Don't say anything violent.
No, I want to.
What do you have to say?
No, I get seriously. You tried to kill me again,
Okay.
and I'm fucking sick that you're fucking me with me. You always follow me everywhere, and
All right.
and you say you want to make spiritual movement, but you fucking tried to kill me for 3 years again. You're a fucking
Okay.
psychopath, man.
And now she's just gone. And with everything we've seen, and now she's just gone. Now she's gone, just like that. So you fucking tried to kill me for 3 years. And now she's simply gone. So she said after this she left him. Just went and left. After this she just decided to leave. She couldn't take it anymore apparently. She just, voluntarily just decided to go. Tie up those loose ends, yeah, this poor girl. They don't cry for help. Bro, they don't fucking care in the right-wing movement. They couldn't give a shit less about women, bro. And there's proof right there. That's actually so scary. It is actually really horrifying that she would do, because honestly, like, nobody, like, it's all fun and games from women and, like, the things that the guys who are close to them do until it's not funny anymore, and then they end up, gone. Possibly. And the guy next to him is laughing. Of course, it's funny to them. It's a joke. Who cares? Silly woman. Be silent, silly woman. Oh, you know women in there always up to something. Their antics, as is very clear with everything that we know so far, that this guy has been like abusing women left after right, trying to impregnate multiple mentally disabled women for his own personal gain. Specifically goes after them because he thinks that because he knows that women who have the capacity to say no to him won't want anything to do with him. Tries to claim that it's some sort of a great atrocity from the mankind to allow women to make decisions for their own well-being. And then out of nowhere, she just decided to up and leave just like that. Poor female decision making. At it again. Yeah, he knows women who have the ability to consent won't. So he goes to the ones who can't. That's just all. This is just my opinion, just so you know. All that we know so far is that she's gone and the police is looking for her right now. That's all we know so far, and the factual evidence that I've shown you through the videos that have been put out. Okay? I mean, there's some people talking about, I'm not sure how true this is, but people said there are still 2 children in JF's care at the moment. He took Epstein money? Wait, oh my bad. He would be okay taking Epstein money. What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck is this? This person, Garipi, has gained a following on the far-right YouTube.
So every time I take on debt,
custody battle, which his ex-wife alleged a history of abusive behavior towards women.
I don't collect the rewards.
I am a white heterosexual male. I believe in freedom. So BuzzFeed News email that he also railed against false allegations by females. Garpy has no regrets about taking Epstein money. I'd cash a check sent straight from the devil if it could allow me to advance science or science education, he said. I didn't know about the earlier conviction of Epstein when I accepted the money. I didn't know of the most recent allegations, though, which are worse than I thought. In any case, I do not regret taking the money. Evil people are are not just evil. Yo, dude. Fucking yo, dude. Wait. It's real. Jeffrey Epstein's links to scientists are even more extensive than we thought. August 27, 2019. It's here. No regrets about taking Epstein money. Geppy said that on October 2014, he solicited another donation from Epstein to finance his book, The Revolutionary Phenotype. It argues from theories about the origins of life on Earth that humanity is sowing the seeds of its own destruction through developments in genetics and artificial intelligence and other fields. Epstein.
Oh God! Don't tell me I've been here already.
To that request, Gariepi said. Bro's actively hunting for money from PDF.
I already got this one. God damn it!
I love my eugenics books. I believe him. I do believe him that he has no regrets. I'll tell you that much, yeah. How far did his reach go? Quite far, indeed. Very, very far.
Come here. Come here. Oh. Hi.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.
Because it could potentially be to his benefit. Yeah, he wants to be like a regional power leader, basically. Trying to revive the Ottoman Empire, yeah. Is he not already, though? Yeah, he is, to a large extent. You know, Turkey is not like an irrelevant country regionally. It's so fucking wild how, like, basically all of Turkey's relevance is because it controls entrance into the Black Sea and because it controls, like, travel down south the Mediterranean, you know? Like, Turkey's inflation is 5 million% per second, okay? If you have one Turkish dollar, if you look at it and blink, it'll be worth half what it was before you blink, you know? It's like, the country's fucked, but it's still like really, really relevant. Lira, I think? No, it's dollar. It's still really fucking relevant, like purely geographically. So Turkey is Panama? Well, Panama's never had anywhere near as much regional power as Turkey, but yeah. It's lira? Dollar. All currency is dollar. I think Israel taking a harder stance on Palestinians in the recent years is purely due to Netanyahu. Like, Netanyahu has run the country for 30 years, effectively. You know, like, very much like Putin, he cycles in and out of power, but he's always been, like, the kingmaker, the power center in Israel. And he's facing a bunch of legal charges for his obvious long-standing corruption. And in an ideal world for Netanyahu, he would just kill all of the judges and journalists and lawyers that are opposing him. But he can't quite do that. So instead, he's trying to set in motion a series of conditions that exacerbate things to give him like ultimate power, basically. So one of them would be the recent, remember the protests in Israel where he tried to make it so the Supreme Court answers directly to him? Remember that? That just happened. And then there were all the protests and stuff. Like, it's all a part of that, you know? All of this is just meant to destabilize things to his benefit. Did you cover the use of white phosphorus yet? It's fake. When I was in Istanbul, I would literally wait till the next day to convert my EU to lira because the ratio would go from 17 to 1 to 18 to 1 in the space of a day. Haha, that's really funny. Jesus Christ, that's so fucking grim, though. How hated exactly is he? Netanyahu is not popular in Israel, but shit like this increases his popularity. Well, at least it might. We'll see how this goes. He's taken a big hit to his popularity because of the security failure. I hope it gets interpreted that way. If he gets blamed for the attack because of the security failure, that is the better outcome. It's genuinely so funny to me. Like, you have to be so fucking bad at managing your economy to have the kind of inflation that Turkey has when you're in the part of the world that Turkey is in. You know? Like, what the fuck? Like, you are like a trade epicenter. You literally control. You control travel from the Middle East into Europe. Like, you are so relevant geographically, and you just squander it. I don't even know how they fuck up this badly. At what level do we call it hyperinflation? I think it has to be really high to be hyperinflation. Erdogan, against the advice of his own cabinet, literally lowered interest rates when they already had inflation problems. What a fucking retard. Like, seriously, like, Turkey is... If you want to travel from the Middle East into Europe, you do it through Turkey, right? And the control of the Black Sea, and you're right here, and you have really, really good food. Like, yeah. He literally believes in the interest rate cabal. He's a fucking maniac. Thank God fascists are retards. Can you imagine if they were smart? Vosh, you might have talked about this before, but do you think there's a chance he might have facilitated the attack to take attention away from his attempts to weaken the Supreme Court of Israel and corruption scandals? Well, we know for a fact that Egypt warned about something big cooking on the Hamas, the Gaza Strip with Hamas. So the question is, did they accidentally ignore it because they're stupid, or did they deliberately ignore it? I'm leaning towards, I think it was an accident. I think that if this was like planned in any meaningful way, Erdogan would have had much better security and would not have, like, I think that to some extent it benefits, not Erdogan, sorry, Netanyahu. I think to some extent it benefits Netanyahu to have civilian casualties when it comes to riling people up against Hamas, but there were too many, and he should have retaken the territory much faster. I think the best case scenario for Netanyahu would have been if there had been much tighter security, but Hamas had been contained and fought against almost immediately. Like, imagine Hamas does their big attack, kills a few hundred people, but then like immediately gets shoved out of the settlements that they occupied, and the IDF like pushes them back into the Gazan border. That would have been like the best case scenario for Netanyahu, because it would have made it look like, for one, Hamas did this horrible, horrible attack with civilian casualties that justifies what we're about to do to them and riles people up. But on the other hand, it doesn't make the IDF look weak, because they were able to push them back quickly. But they took too long to push them back. They took territory for too long. It makes them look weak. So I don't think this was deliberate, you know.
4 minutes, new
Who's the smartest
proposal.
fascist who ever
Ooh, we
lived?
got a convergence
Vladimir
cube.
Lenin.
I think we could finally make a mod. Something I wanted to make. What did I need a convergence cube for? Oh, this thing.
Got him.
My advanced translator. Let's go make that.
Mao? Not Mao. Holy shit, Mao's a fucking retard. Oh my god. Mao is what happens when you do like CRPG min-maxing, where you take all your points out of civil governance and put all of them into like guerrilla warfare management or whatever, okay? Never before has a man been so good at waging guerrilla warfare and riling up the peasantry to like overthrow one of the world's oldest and largest governments, and so bad at everything else. Caesar was pretty effective for a dictator. Yeah, Caesar's not a fascist though. Caesar's definitely an authoritarian. Oh wait, I'm sorry. For some reason I'm thinking you were saying Castro, because we were talking about like lefty leaders. Caesar isn't a fascist because the material conditions for fascism hadn't even been established. The proletarian relationship wasn't even present under Caesar. Caesar was a dictator. Obviously he was smart. I was thinking of Castro. Castro was not a fascist. Castro was an authoritarian, but like very clearly believed in principles aligned with socialism. You know, Caesar was more of a populist, right? To the extent that you can be a populist in an era before like mass media of any kind, like even a printing press. Yeah, probably. A decent chunk of modern socialists interpret Caesar as authoritarian but populist left. Yeah, he did some stuff that, yeah, I guess. It's pretty tough to transpose like modern political values onto something that far gone. Like the world was so different back then that a lot of it's not just that like the circumstances were different, it's like the circumstances upon which those circumstances were built were very different. I guess you could frame it in that way. I wouldn't call Caesar far right, so, you know, it's, yeah. You said Caesar again? Yeah, that time it was legitimate. Was Caesar socialist? Nobody was socialist back then. You can't even have socialism without the proletariat, and the proletariat didn't exist back then. Back then it would have been the peasantry or the slaves. Would Caesar have voted for Biden? All right. Remember this Roman trans emperor? Yes. The world's first trans woman, born of Roman degeneracy, yes. How do you call for socialism but for the peasantry? I don't know. Agrarian socialism? It depends. It's complicated. Hello. You know the world stuff? Yeah. 1 second. All right, go. Baby wrangling. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you're checking the things. All right, hold on. I'll turn the camera on in a second. In the meantime, what are we looking at here? What are we cooking? Zionist Israeli police raided a synagogue belonging to Torah Jews in Jerusalem's anti-Zionist Jewish neighborhood, Mesharim. Jews reacted harshly to the Zionist. Zionism is the enemy of Judaism. Zionist usurpers are constantly attacking the Jewish community. Torah Jews in Jerusalem's anti-Zionist Jewish neighborhood, Mesharim. Why am I getting a weird vibe off this? Torah Jews. Are these guys like some weird cultists? Torah is their Bible? Yeah, I know. They're religious fundamentalists? What kind of religious fundamentalist Jew is anti-Zionism? Like, I know there are, but like what line of... They're religious fundamentalists who ally with the government of Iran? Wait, they're fundamentalist Jews who are allies to Iran. Okay. Would like to know more about this. Some Orthodox Jews are against Israel because they think it's humans bringing about a prophecy for the future, Jews returning to the Holy Land, rebuilding the temple, that the Messiah is supposed to fulfill, and he hasn't come back yet. Oh, so they're like the kind of religious person who's like, okay, yeah, long term we could do this, but actually it's heresy for us to try to do it ourselves. Wait, what is the Messiah for Jews? Who's their Messiah?
He's a dude.
Moses? I don't think Moses comes back. He hasn't come yet? Okay, so it's a new one. It's a new guy. It's Jesus too. Well, the Jews just think that Jesus was a preacher, right? Not a preacher. Not a Messiah. He was prophet. Yeah, prophet. Right? So to the Jews, they haven't even seen their Jesus, right? False Messiah, not even a prophet? Really? Okay, so Jews think that Jesus was cringe, actually. So Muslims are the ones who think that Jesus was a prophet but not the Messiah. Are the Muslims waiting on a Messiah? They be waiting for
Jesus was
Muhammad?
cringe.
No, Muhammad wasn't the son of God. Muhammad is just the prophet. Yeah. The cool prophet. Yeah, the last prophet. Jesus is still a Messiah in Islam. They think he's a Messiah, not just a prophet? Okay. No, he's not? Okay. So we're getting our lore down, okay? So, to the Christians, Jesus is the Messiah, and he's going to come back. To the Muslims, he was a prophet, and Muhammad is the last prophet, and they still await their Messiah. And for the Jews, Jesus was a false Messiah, and they're awaiting their true Messiah. And that's the lore. That's the Dark Souls intro where you learn about like okay, gotcha. Okay.
Woo!
There's no Messiah at all in Islam.
All my
They're
text
waiting on the
slots
Mahdi.
open. Let's fucking
The
go.
final leader in Islamic axiology who's appeared the end times, a descendant of Muhammad.
Crimson
will appear
Energy
shortly before
Shield.
The prophet Jesus Christ will lead the Muslims to rule the entire world. Dude, how fucking funny would it be if Jesus returns and all the Christians are like, bro, it's the second coming, and then Jesus points to this like brown dude with a beard next to him. He's like, actually, sorry, it's the other one. Sorry.
Beautiful. And I have a lot of space here too. I don't think I need to increase this yet.
Whoa, hold on. Do the Muslims
I
believe
do want to sell nav charts though and make
that
some quick
in the end
money.
times, the world is made good? Okay, because the Christians believe that all the good people are raptured off the world and the world is left evil. That all the pure are taken to heaven. So this is better. Dude, Christians are so fucking evil, man. Their like end game scenario is like, yeah, the rapture will be when all us good boys are rewarded with our tendies, and meanwhile, like 90% of the world fucking languishes in
Chicken tendies.
miserable, wretched suffering. And then with Islam, they're like, actually, Jesus will come back and give everyone tendies. The rapture is not actually Catholic Christian. For more information, please read the Apocalypse. That's not true, lol. There's a lot of debate amongst Christians. Okay, whatever. It's not like it's real anyway. So what's the Messiah for Jews then? So the Jews are the only ones who haven't put up any kind of like Messiah game then, and they've had the longest. Christians have been around for 2,000 years. Islam for what, 1,000? I don't know. And they both have like candidates up. And then what's with the Jews? It's been 4,000 years. You don't have a guy? Yeah, they're Messiah edging. Messiah is just a prophecy we've been waiting for like 6,000 years. Well, damn. That shit sucks. Jesus was too peaceful, Vosh. That's why they didn't consider him the Messiah of the Jews. What? Jews are peaceful. I mean, leaving aside the whole, like, Israel shit, it seems like most of actual Jewish faith is about, like, being smarmy and debating God. I don't know.
Let's go to
The Jewish Messiah is
Fungusi.
supposed to be a military leader who is the descendant of King David and will impose peace on all the nations and convert the entire world to Judaism. Oh shit. It's Netanyahu. Okay. And Netanyahu will extend the Gaza border fence to the entire world. I think it's extremely fitting that they've had 5 million years to find one and they still haven't found a Messiah, because being wishy-washy and like not committing to an idea is like classically Jewish, you know? Growing up in Beverly Hills, had some like Orthodox friends or whatever, you know, hey, what do you want to go out and do today? What food do you want to get, you know? Then it's like a fucking debate. It's always a fucking debate, you know? They're still deciding. Somewhere in Israel, all right, there's a council of dudes with extremely curly sideburns who have been arguing over who gets to be the Messiah for as long as we've been alive. They all have 200 IQ. They've all been employing like every possible mathematical and philosophical argument to defend their case. They will never arrive at a conclusion. Truly the religion of debate, bros. The possibility of a Jewish Messiah needs a third temple to be built first. There's more than 3 temples in Beverly Hills alone. What are you talking about? Okay. Okay, we're being goofy. We're being goofy goofs right now. That's what we're doing. It being wishy-washy is Jewish, doesn't that mean that non-binary people are Jewish as well? Yeah. Sure. The majority of Jews were anti-Zionist before World War II, but all those Jews died. I don't think it was that all those Jews died. I think it was that the surviving Jews suddenly felt a very strong urge to have a country of their own. Can't really blame them for that, you know? Like, obviously what happened to the Palestinian people, not good. However, if it's 1946, I really can't blame a lot of Jewish people for thinking, man, it sure would be nice to have our own country right about now. I can't blame them for thinking that. They could build their own concentration camp. Sabari Zevi was a dude claiming to be the Messiah, was going to be.
Oh my God! Look at that money. Jesus fucking Christ.
Huh. Drama. All right, that's enough.
You know what? I'm not doing anything with it.
Your shirt.
Fuck
Thank
it.
you. It's linen.
I'll sell them all.
It's out of season because
I
it's,
can get them anytime.
Winter now, but it doesn't matter while I'm doing a live stream. All right, what is this? People are talking about me unfollowing Frogan, so I'll explain why since she wants to talk about it. Murdering children, burning families alive in their safe house is not a revolution. Oh yeah. I saw this. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, that what they're doing is wrong. It's not just like, if you're pretending that what Hamas does is some kind of like revolutionary action is just ridiculous and deeply counterproductive. and detrimental to the Palestinian cause. Like, it hurts them, you know? The conflation of Hamas with Palestinian rights advocacy is something that Netanyahu wants. He wants people to think of those two things in the same breath. Tie me to a missile and fire it at Tel Aviv. I am ready. Excellent. Ethan Prob was like this dumb Arab sport. Wait. Ethan Klein will follow me out. Why am I sad Lamau? Ethan will support the idea for follow me. Ethan Prob was like this damn Arab sports Hamas. Man, why do I get such bad vibes off this behavior? Like clout sharky, this is all internet personality drama, like whatever. If you actually thought that Ethan was like complicit ideologically in the destruction of the Palestinian people, why would you, like, I would what is this? Like, this isn't an appropriate way to react if you think that. It's like, oh, haha, I'm just doing my, like, lefty LARP speech. Why am I, like, why are there social consequences to me, like, pretending that fucking murdering civilians is revolutionary or whatever? She doesn't take anything seriously, it seems. Yeah, well, because the impression that I get in a lot of cases with people like this online is that it's all about the aesthetic LARP. It's all about getting to look like a super duper ultra lefty person or whatever. Yeah, I know she's a Hassan mod. You know, like latte leftist types, exactly. Didn't Ethan literally rep PCRF back in 2021? Ethan is based. Irony poisoning? Yeah, part of it is irony poisoning, but I think a lot of it just refers to a, like, deep disinterest in politics as a serious mode of thought. It's all lunch table politics, you know? Like, doesn't this sound like, hey, haha, it was just a joke, come back to the table, we're all having lunch, we're having a good time, haha. Like that, you know? Like, whoa, social consequences to my just offhand statements, haha. She probably thinks you're literally Voldemort. I've never directly interacted with her. I saw she got Twitch partner like ages ago when she was a lot smaller, and I messaged her and said congrats, and that's the only time I've interacted with her. But yeah, she probably hates me or whatever, I don't know. It's pretty bad. Bet she hasn't deleted her tweets. Why would she delete her tweets? Why are you pretending she thinks Ethan is bad? I don't know what you mean. Does Ethan follow you? Yeah. You've seen this one. She's been on a goddamn rampage. No, how about you try again with not endorsing a terrorist organization or clearly condemning it? How hard is that for you? White people are so insane, I wish I was as smooth-brained as people on this website. Clearly condemn, oh, we're being racist now, and she apparently liked this response to her tweet.
I want to see what ships people have available.
Pretty dumb. Shit like this
I do have to hire freighters.
To Palestinian people, you know? It, like, I don't know why you would see, like, I am observing that Netanyahu,
but I want to upgrade my starship first
desperately want to associate Hamas
before I start
with Palestinian
assembling a whole
liberation.
fleet.
Let me take the wise choice of doing the exact same thing. You know? And then you had like, yeah, you have like DSA chapters who are like, we support Hamas and their liberation struggle or whatever, and it's like all over the place. There are a bunch of left movements that are never going to be able to reclaim their perceived legitimacy after this. Oh, this is how she framed it, by the way. That feel when one of your favorite content creators unfollows for being pro-Palestine. That's why she's saying Ethan Klein unfollowed her. Lady, there's a massive difference between pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas. What's it like being brain dead? She doesn't actually engage with anyone who disagrees with what she's saying. Like, I've seen, because I see the drama on my timeline, she's like reply to shit like this, but it's like she never actually engages with anything, you know? It's all just lunch table politics. It's all just like, oh, haha, we're being flippant, we're being lefty. Yes. What's the solution then? Violence is all they have left. I refer you to like the past 20 hours of content that I've done in this subject where I've extensively talked about this specific issue. If you listen, if you're endorsing Hamas, full stop, you're on the wrong side of things. It like saying, well, what are they supposed to do then? Does not mean you get to do the worst thing. Like, I acknowledge the fact that the situation is fucked and there aren't really any like easy ways out or whatever. That doesn't then mean you get to do whatever you want. Like, if you like, that's not like, oh, well, we know that we don't know what's good, but that doesn't mean we can't do what we know is bad. Like, what do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to fix this like broken game console. You know, let me like smash it with a hammer or something. You can't like, well, you don't have a solution.
Yeah, my
It's
multi-tool
really
is
ridiculous.
insane. I wonder how to get more slots on it.
Second thought was also being a psychopath. This second thought is a fascist. I know.
I need nanites.
He's just a fascist. Literally, the last time he does that deprogram pod or whatever. Remember when we looked at
Purchase
some
new
of the
slot.
statements made by Hakeem, and it turns out that he was a slavering fucking lunatic when it comes to
Upgrade
Kurds.
class.
Like,
What class
I was
is
like,
mine?
oh, Hakeem, the one who wants to like rape Kurdish women to death, and people
B.
in chat were like, that
Could
was
be
a
better.
very uncharacteristically severe statement from you. And then we take a look, and there's like records and records of him defending like Haddam. I'm
Oh,
so
we got
tired,
some
man.
ships.
Saddam Hussein's war crimes against the Kurdish people, like tens of thousands of them being
This thing
bombed
looks
to death,
fucking
gassed and
nuts.
stuff. And Hakeem was like, that didn't happen. And if it did happen, it was
What
actually
up, baby?
like, based actually. And also, they probably did it to themselves. He literally said that, by the way, that Iran did it to them. Saddam Hussein.
17 out of 27.
Why are we focusing retarded lefties?
B.
Unfortunately, like
6 mil.
more lefties than not.
I think I saw
are
a
on the
ship
wrong
once for
side.
like 36 million.
It's
Don't go
pretty
yet.
bad. What
Oh,
is
look at that guy. What he's got.
Oh, is this a bit from their fucking live stream podcast or whatever?
Yeah, C class.
Did the
Nah.
Palestinians actually take civilian hostage, or is that fake news? I don't care.
Yeah, the occupiers
I don't.
are not civilians. That is what it comes down to. Like, if
Let me see
that
this one
trans-
again.
Like if
Sorry, go on.
I do have to make. I should make more money.
invaded the
Ooh.
United States, and they said, you know what, Cincinnati.
Let's see how expensive they get.
And you know everyone knows that's
Because I have
I've only
11
seen
million.
But they
I remember I saw one for like 36 million.
they bulldoze like your neighbor's house. Are those people civilians?
C
there?
class, yeah.
And those are criminals.
I definitely got to save up more. I'm gonna find a higher class one. What up, baby?
So that's number one. Very deep.
C
But
class,
number two,
eh.
much more importantly, the track record
Yeah,
of
nah.
Palestinians has been 1,000 times
Good-
better than that of the Israeli
good
occupation.
slots
In fact, the
available,
Israeli
but-
occupation does not need to brutalize.
It's just, I feel like it takes a very special kind of person to trip at the finish line, you know? Imagine being, and these guys aren't like pro-Palestinian because they believe in human rights. They're pro-Palestinian because they're anti-West. But like, imagine accidentally arriving.
I add
at
you to my
99% of
squadron?
The correct position, and then you have to be like, actually, you're not a civilian if you're a colonizer, or some just insane bullshit like, well, if you twist every involved definition, actually being in an area that is where 80 years ago they took land means you're not a civilian. Like, okay, sure. Right, like by this definition, like there aren't any civilians everywhere, or like anywhere, depending on where you want to draw that line. Like that's incredibly stupid. There's a very clear line between civilian and military. Like, why not just say? They literally could just say, yeah, they took civilian casualties. What do you expect, given like the situation Israel has put in the region? Like, literally, that's all they have to say. Like,
class,
yeah, there were civilian casualties.
10
What do you
million.
expect?
Oh,
Look what Israel's done.
shit.
Look at how they've used
32
shields.
cargo
Look at how they've
slots. I got
occupied the territories.
19.
Look at how they've deprived
Holy
like,
shit.
Palestinians of any means of reprisal. Like, it's
Okay,
so
this can be
easy,
good
but
for
they
now.
trip at the final hurdle because again, their ethics are not our ethics. We believe in human rights. They don't. They just don't like the West.
Oh, yeah.
So to
Okay,
them,
this is good for
they're
now.
probably
I'll take it.
anti-Semitic as fuck. If Hakeem feels the way he
Buying
does
an
about
add to
Kurdish
collection.
people, I cannot even the concentration of Hitlerite particles present in this podcast concerning Jewish people must be impressive. You know,
Interesting.
so their ethics
interesting.
will also be about dehumanization. Really, no different fundamentally from Netanyahu's.
I want to be so
far-right
fucking
Israel.
mad if this
Just
is a
two
better
different
one.
Side. That's what makes us different. Us.
Yeah,
special.
no,
And
C
by us,
class.
of course, I mean
Peace.
lefties.
10 mil, this is a really good price. Really good price. Now, can I change
Japanese Voshite here. I watched a clip from Deprogram trying to argue
Starships?
about civilians, and it's literally just the same code.
Glizzy
These
Hyperdrive.
Japanese ultranationalists trying to justify their war crimes.
Let's take
Well,
all this
because,
shit.
Like, again, if you're approaching things from this really malleable framework that allows you to dehumanize the opposition, you'll always be able to find logic to justify it. There's like almost always something you can do or say, right? Because like some people would say, well, that's not that slippery of a slope. Like Israel is an existing ongoing occupation project, which is true. But then people will go on to say like, oh, over here in America, if Native
All right,
Americans
let's take all the
decided to
shit
start
from the
killing white
Starship.
Americans, like they probably deserve to do that too. And hold on, America is not a current ongoing occupation project. That's ridiculous. That occupation project finished when we won. Like you can say that's bad, but you can't pretend that's not true. This is not like an ongoing effort. Israel's politics are currently oriented around the destruction of the Palestinian people. The average American neither knows about nor cares about Native Americans. Like Canada is more engaged in an ongoing occupation project than the United States of America. It kind of is for Hawaii to some degree. Oh, actually, yeah, I'd agree. With Hawaii, I would agree. Yeah, Hawaii is more of an ongoing occupation project, whereas in the rest of, I don't know, is there an Alaska? I don't know much about. I don't know much about Alaska's situation.
Okay.
Indigenous genocide is still ongoing. Yeah, but again, there's
Switch
a
up.
difference between there are still indigenous people who are oppressed in our country and there's an ongoing colonization project. Those are two different things. Because if you believe they're the same thing, every country on Earth is an ongoing colonization project. Literally every country on Earth has some kind of ethnic minority group.
This
that
already has
longer standing
high frequency
claims
graphs,
to the land
shield
than the
strength
people who currently
9,
rule.
12.
Everyone, find me an exception. Maybe some tiny island nation. I genuinely don't know. Everyone. So clearly then, by this definition of colonization project, go to China or the Philippines or whatever and you'll find an ongoing colonization project. You know? So that's not a useful definition, is the point. I think it's very obvious that what's happening in Israel is really, really different to what's happening over here in the United States. If you disagree with that, I
Need
think
some
you're
warp
acting in bad
cells,
faith,
that's no
because the difference
problem.
is pretty obvious. Like, America has reservations that nobody thinks about or gives a shit about because we won so long ago. Whereas in Israel, Palestinian suppression is like the thing that they're doing and engaging in. Their whole national discourse is centered around the project of continuing that specific line. Like, when was the last time Native Americans came up as like a center point of national discourse? I guess the Standing Rock and the Pipeline, but even then that was more of an ecological protest than it was like the colonization project. That was more of like a wedge thing, not the subject of Native Americans themselves. So anyway, it's just important to understand that what's happening in Israel is
Oh,
meaningfully
supercharge that for sure.
Did Vosh just mention the Philippines? Yeah, but only accidentally. Get back in your cave. Vosh, who maintains the property rights for land that was stolen from indigenous people, dude? Oh my god! Oh my god! You're kidding? Laws? Our country has laws that support the existing government over the indigenous ethnic minority? That's fucking crazy, bro. Well, I mean, I guess that distinguishes us from every other country ever, you know? I guess everything is a colonization project, and none of these terms have any, like, real meaning. Because you could be like, did you know that Israel is like a settler colonial project? And then you could be
Tritium,
like,
wiring
didn't you
loom,
know every country is dummy? Words don't
scan
have any
deflector, any
semantic meaning.
counterfeit circuits.
You realize the point of language is to convey meaning, right? If you blur the meaning of a definition to the point of uselessness, you're not doing anyone any favors. I'm sure the Palestinian people would be absolutely delighted to know that they are as much a victim of a settler colonial project as, like, I don't fucking know. Some guys are in France. I'm sure there are people in France who have a longer standing ethnic tie to the land than the current French people.
Cargo scan
Probably.
deflector.
Some guy somewhere. Me? You! Maybe it's you!
Should go back home. I can make the car. No, I can't make that. I can make this. I don't know if it's worth it. Maneuverability 11. Gotta get this though. Pulse drive power 30%.
Maybe I was the real French one.
Magnetic resonator, platinum, economy scanner. Yeah, gonna need some shit.
France is colonizing Corsica, though. I don't even know anything about that. There's always something going on.
It's got a lot of cargo space too. Fucking
Disgusting
nice.
rhetoric. I really hate the apathy this
Need a
man has
warp
to
cell.
I think you should really like examine where your feelings are coming from, because the only thing you're arguing against right now is semantic distinctions. You're not arguing against any kind of like conservative politic. I'm more pro-native than you are because my brain has more room in it to be pro-native than you are. You can manage 2, maybe 3 thoughts concurrently. I can manage at least 5. So, you know, you're not arguing against me in any kind of like grounded political disagreement. You just don't like the idea that Israel is more of a settler colonial project than France? Is that really, that's the disgusting rhetoric? Silly. Just silly. Again, this is what I mean about people online. People just have this very poor understanding of why they care about the things they care about. No, it's not even reactionary tendencies. I'm French and we're actually colonizing New Caledonia. I'm talking about the country of France. Do you want me to go to a different one? What do you want me to... I'm talking about the... Is that a new shirt? No, I've had it for a bit. Why are we talking about France again? I don't know. I'm genuinely getting people in chat who are angry at me for the statement that Israel is more of a settler colonial project than like most countries. I don't even know how we got to this point. Can somebody explain to me how we got to this point? You coming around? Alright, so let me know. Okay. Hold on. Alright, go ahead.
Man, finally we got a new spaceship. Holy fuck.
Yeah, they don't think about it. It's very frustrating. Like, the underlying statement... excuse me. The underlying statement that, like, Israel is more of a settler colonial project than these other countries, and they get, like, angry at this. I don't know why. It's because I think they think they're arguing against something else. There's some, like, other issue they're getting to.
The inevitable glizz.
There we go. Chad doesn't want you to put like 100-year or so delineation on when a settler colonial project is finished. If you think that America is currently still engaged in a settler colonial project, by implication that means you think people born in America are settlers, and if that's the case, you like these terms have literally no meaning. If that's
This thing
case,
looks
everyone
cool.
is.
The fuck is this?
You have erased the meaning of these terms in a way that is destructive to the causes of the people who could actually benefit from advocacy. You know,
Yeah, it's a piece of shit.
colonist
I don't
is
fucking
a
want it.
person who settles
Rusty ass
in
bucket.
a colony.
Ooh.
America is not a colony. It is the single strongest country on Earth.
He's got nice colors.
This
Let's see
isn't
the
a
class.
colony. There are no colonies
I think this is a C
in
class.
America. And nobody settles here anymore.
Yeah.
We conquered the land. It's just
This one too,
America.
C class.
Eventually, conflicts die. That doesn't mean Native American people today don't deserve rights.
Oh.
If you unironically believe that, like,
Got a
that's
shitload
the
of cargo,
line battle,
goddamn.
then you're in disagreement with actual land back advocates. Seriously,
Yeah,
go listen to indigenous
15
rights
out of
advocates talk.
33,
Listen to what they say
19
at
out
the
of
UN. Listen to what
32.
they say in
Oh,
the
thanks.
halls of American
That piece of
lawmakers.
shit outta
They
here.
do not say,
Damn, I got
like,
lucky with this
you
shit. Thing's
colonists
fucking
have
nice.
settled in our land and we will take it back. Like, what are you talking about? Of course they don't say that. They're not fucking internet lefty Twitter brain poisoned. You know,
Claims
like, yeah,
scrap
dude, the fucking
worth
few 100,000
what?
people, you know, who are like unquestionably still aligned with the Native American groups are going to retake the fucking continental United States. Like, wait, come on. But Vosh, do you condemn Hamas?
I don't want to scrap the glizz.
Puerto Rico is effectively a colony, though. No, it's not.
What the fuck is this thing? Holy shit. No!
It's just a non.
Damn, that looks crazy.
Like, Puerto Ricans think of themselves as Americans.
29 cargo. Not as much cargo as me, though.
Yeah, it is. They can't vote.
Yeah, not as
That
good.
That doesn't mean they're a colony. They're a territory.
Oh, actually, hold on. Damn, this
I mean,
thing's
it should be
crazy
a state.
stats. What the fuck?
Well, yeah,
Costs
they do,
9
but
mil.
Their votes don't.
Not as much storage though. I still would have bought it. Oh well.
You condemn
Nice
the
ship.
Aztec humans.
I'll keep an eye out for this one. Fucking Gundam squid.
Why would Hawaii be a colony with Puerto
Looks
Rico?
like one of
They're
those
not. Neither of them are
from
colonies.
Mass Effect, I
They're-
think.
It's a territory.
Big
and a
fucking
state,
alien
which
monster
is also a
kinda ship.
territory, but it's a state territory.
Let's sell the Glizzy hyperdrive.
And also Honolulu separately for some reason.
We've got the this bad boy here.
Americans don't think of Puerto Rico as Americans, though. That's because, and this is very important to understand,
Claim
the average
scrap.
American is actually a massive fucking retard. The
Glizzy
average American
hyperdrive.
is inhumanly retarded. Like, genuinely, profoundly subhuman
Got
intellect,
the
average American.
components. Nice.
Puerto Ricans think of themselves as Americans. They're also objectively American within our legal system. They're just not in a state, which is wrong.
Oh, this guy's ship is on
They should be a
fire.
state.
You want to help, bro? You good? MC6 Ergot.
What's the difference?
Oh, this is
between
my
a territory,
ship.
Just a colony that has been part of a country for decades. A colony is not.
I'm gonna sell this piece
a
of
colony
shit.
is not legally part of a country.
Wonder if I can get
It's a
money for
separate
broken down ships.
Territorial enclave that colonists run. That is under the dominion of a nation.
Claim
but they're
scrap.
not part of the nation. Like the 13 states were colonies that operated themselves to a large extent. but they
Okay.
were under the
Oh, there's a
dominion
lot of
the
money
British
hustles.
Empire. But they
Nice.
weren't the British Empire. Like this, it wasn't.
So how did I
if
summon
they
the
weren't
MC6
colonies,
Ergot?
Then it would be like, oh, Boston, that's a part of Britain.
Maybe I
Nobody
just didn't
said
notice
that
it
because
before.
wasn't. They had it was. I mean, what we're largely talking
How
about.
do I
here is legal
customize my
distinctions,
ship
and
now?
Of course, that's the case, right? We're talking about nation states.
Upgrade. Think I customized it at home. Yeah, probably do.
It can get kind of funny. France colonized Algeria and also annexed it. Yeah, well, as is often the case,
I'll
with
fly
stuff
when I
like
get
this,
home.
It is very arbitrary, but that doesn't mean that it's That doesn't mean that the arbitrary social.
Damn, that thing looks
constructs have
nuts. Let's see how my word translator is now. What up,
Didn't they
operator
begin the
entity?
revolution over the deprivation of rights as Englishmen?
Damn, it fucking sucks.
Depending on specific circumstances, yes, the colonists in America
dialect?
were considered
I gotta learn some
Englishmen,
words.
but that doesn't mean they were in England. They were in an English colony.
Thanks,
of
bro.
the States of America as Englishmen. The people in Puerto Rico are Americans legally, but also the area that they're in is the United States. Like, it is a part of the United States.
What up, analyst Fetsu?
Look, it even says so right here. Beep, beep. Why do people always forget about American Samoa? Because like 5 people live there. Should be a state? Yes. But American Samoans aren't citizens? Okay, listen, it's complicated. Isn't there a CGP Grey video you can watch on this? Yes, thank you, Nikki Bugs. You're all missing Bosch's point. What even is my point? My point is that Israel is doing more active colonization than like most other countries. Why are people mad at me?
I got a lot of money too. Hey. Maybe I could finally buy a shitload of wiring loom.
America may not have been the perfect example because it's like the imperialist country. And Biota, I'm
How much
so
shit
sorry
can I buy?
to upset
About
you.
$1 million.
America is not by any
500K.
means the imperialist country. In the modern world, it would be the British.
1.4.
Secondly, maybe the French. And if you go back
Yeah.
further than that, it
I
would
think
be
10
other
mil is a nice
countries,
number to
but it
hit
would in no
with
point be
units. Let's customize the ship.
Bosch, your understanding of settler colonialism is incorrect. Not the biggest.
How do I
deal, it's very conscious.
customize?
Why don't you demonstrate that?
The color. I don't think I can. Yeah, there's no ship customized. It looks fucking like shit. Alright, let's go.
You're wrong, Vosh. 100% wrong about settler colonialism. The discourse in settler colonialism.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Settler
I gotta build some
colonialism is still
upgrades
issue
for it.
native,
Hold
just
on.
in different flavor in contemporary times. Most native epistemology is derived from issues you're deriding. You're just not well informed of the issues. Nobody is. You do a lot of you're wrong and not a lot of here's how you're wrong. You know that, right? The basis of settler colonialism is a process of violence and applies broadly to those who experience it. Palestinians are included in that.
What do I need?
Are you genuinely suggesting that Israel is not engaged in more of a settler colonial project than America is right now? When like every single issue, every single day of every single year in Israel is shaped constantly by their ongoing engagement with Palestinians, and like the average American national legal political discourse doesn't mention Native American people ever, like under any circumstances? Vosh, and Puerto Rican viewer, no, Puerto Ricans don't see themselves American. They see themselves as Puerto Ricans. They know they're U.S. citizens. Yeah, but that's like asking Texans if they see themselves as like Texan, and they're like, yeah, we're Texans, yeehaw, but they're also Americans. If you see yourself as Puerto Rican, you see yourself as American. I think they see themselves as both. Pew Research.
Where was the phase beam?
Why?
Oh, that's an upgrade for the phase beam. I didn't actually install the phase beam. Photon cannon. Where's the phase beam? Oh, I couldn't take it off. Hold on. Where is it? Phase beam. Tritium. Wiring
Among
loom.
Puerto Ricans, 28% say they most often describe themselves American, a higher share than any other Hispanic origin group. People born in Puerto Rico are U.S. citizens by birth. By contrast, among Salvadorans, just 12% say they most often describe themselves American. Yeah, I think they primarily describe themselves as Puerto Rican, but they have the highest likelihood of self-describing as American amongst Hispanic groups.
Magnetic resonator. Platinum. I don't
Josh,
have enough
think
platinum.
To make the
Fuck.
distinction around if colonization is the main topic of the nation is a good one. Perhaps how much active force you have to apply the natives to enforce your own laws, but I'm not sure if that's a good one. No, I think it's pretty important because when you're talking about things from the perspective of like the majority of the world,
Microprocessor.
the majority of the world is not like the colonized indigenous people within their own country. You know, that varies like depending. Like in Latin America, for example, like in Bolivia, something like 2/3 of the country are indigenous. At least from the Western perspective, right? When we're talking about the extent to which a country is engaged in a colonizing action,
I'm dumb.
especially when it comes to the moral culpability of your civilians, the extent to which this is an active project is really fucking important, right? Like, for instance, the presence of Dutch people in South Africa was a colonizing presence. South Africa and South African apartheid were extensions of colonizing force, but nobody can reasonably call a white South African a settler. They have been there for hundreds of years. They've been there for longer than, like they've been there for like 8+ generations in a lot of cases. If that's a settler, then what does a settler even mean? You can say that they're aligned with the dominant colonizing force, but that colonization happened centuries ago. What's been happening since then is not settler colonialism in an active sense, but rather just regular old apartheid and ethnic domination. I feel like past a point, it gets weirder and weirder to frame these engagements as like settler versus indigenous, when the settler versus indigenous dynamic is described in most part at the beginning of that relationship, when the settlers are still, you know, settling the land. But the land has been settled in America. Not so in Israel. The reclamation of space in the West Bank and the displacement of people over into Gaza is a current ongoing process. The settler colonialism is happening now over there. Over here in America, you don't have like American white families homesteading into territories that a bunch of US soldiers just cleared of like teepees or whatever. Like that happened in the past, but at the moment, that's not really how the engagement works. Functionally, Native Americans in America just function as a extremely suppressed and legally discriminated against ethnic group, but not as people who are being settled because the settling already happened. Settling
How the
is a verb,
fuck do I
right? Like,
sell
once it
all that
happens, it
shit?
happens. Does that make sense? Do my thoughts on this make sense?
I don't know how to sell
That's
my
why I
mods,
think it's more
god damn it.
appropriate to refer to what's happening in Israel as an
Can I
ongoing
put them
settler
in a
project,
refiner?
and would rather refer to what's happening in America to Native Americans as a project of ethnic discrimination or of like ethnic oppression, because the settling already happened, you know? Maybe that's a better way of framing it.
Yeah, I can't sell my mods. They're not here. What the fuck?
Aren't reservations getting their land stolen for oil pipelines?
I just want to get rid of them
but
fast.
that's not really settling. That's more just like eminent domain, like violation of territorial agreement stuff. It doesn't feel like it's settler behavior. Like, who's the settler there? The oil company? That's not settling. That's just colonialism or land exploitation. You know? That's literally settling. Then these words don't mean anything. No, guys. What do you, okay, here's my question. Do you guys think that saying this is settler colonial violence rather than this is violence is somehow woker or more effective? Like, what is the moral imperative in invoking this specific set of descriptors when it seems like there are other descriptors that would be more effective? Like, how can you say it's settler colonial violence if there's no colony and no settlers? You're talking about corporations being given legal permission to like violate territorial rights. This is a property rights dispute. It's a property rights dispute
shit! I can
contextualized by
sell
the history
them.
of, like, native settling, but
Okay. Okay. So let me put all my
both the
tech away and
settler
then go
and the
sell
colonial
these.
parts of the equation are
Sell these
present
fucking
and active
mods.
in Israel today. The UN has stated in 2023 alone more than 600 attacks on Palestinians, more than 200 killed. How do you deal with that, Vosh? Forgive me, but it sounds like you tacitly accept the situation. What? Why do I try to talk to you people?
Ooh, I could sell this. Gra. I don't know though. I'll keep it.
Pipeline be bad
Somebody
on
might want
US
it.
land? Yeah, I guess the thing is, the
Moon
corpos would
ether.
have erected that pipeline over
What do I do
private
with this
land,
shit?
too, if it had been in the way.
I just sell it?
Like, it's easier for them to bully the Native Americans. It just seems dumb to me to think of it as settler colonial violence when, again, there is no settler and no colony. It's a property rights dispute. And by the way, that's how I've seen it framed legally in court by Native American activists. I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that when Native American rights activists like take that to court or argue against it, they're not like, this colony of oil company is settling on our land. Like, they're usually like, this is a property rights dispute, it violates this contract, which seems to me like a much more effective and reasonable way of framing the conflict with like the historical backing of the settler colonial violence, because that's what created the situation, of course, but like that's not the current situation. I just hope people once again, I have to remind myself that this is all
So apparently I do
dare to
sell this
say that
shit.
Israel is doing more of a settler colonial project than other countries are. Something
Okay.
that nobody would disagree with me on.
Give it over.
If I just said it. Like if I just said that,
Some more smuggled
everyone
goods.
would
I got a
agree.
lot of
If I
smuggled
just
goods.
said Israel is doing more settler colonialism than other countries
Oh, I
right
got
now,
counterfeit circuits. I can make the
with zero
that thing.
exceptions, would be like, yeah, obviously. But then I dare to ask, why? What definitions are we working with that would let that be the case? And now people are jumping down.
Stolen DNA samples. What the fuck? Oh man.
Sorry, that was more whiny than I normally get. But holy shit, I'm so tired today.
Oh, they're different silk. Star silk. Spool of nano cables. Okay.
Hamas has released some hostages. That's good. I'm out of Adderall. Love for now.
Only useful to be sold. Only useful to be sold.
But it's
Only useful to
inarguable
be
the US
sold.
legacy of
Really?
settler colonialism is larger
Okay.
than Israel's. Yeah, we're much larger and
Not
stronger
that,
than
though.
Israel. We've been around longer. But that's not the same as right now.
Compromised sweep ray. I gotta break that down.
Like Vosh, this is a basic thing to recognize, please. When an ancient colonial power now uses its companies to exploit the resources of the ancient colonial territories, it's neocolonialism. Dog, all of America is the ancient colony territory. But if that's the case, everything that happens in America is a matter of settler colonialism because all of it is done in the backdrop of our settler colonial history. That doesn't make any sense. What? Stop pretending
I'm
that
gonna
you've
put that on the
settled
frigate.
like the woker definition. Like that by invoking colonization, you are elevating this to a higher level of like moral imperativeness or whatever. You are obscuring meaning to pursue something, but your pursuit is in vain. You can describe these terms accurately without like fighting over how everything is settler colonialism actually. Because by that definition, everything is. Every single country on Earth is the product of settler colonialism if you go back far enough, because humans only originated from one part of the planet, meaning that every territory on Earth, except for that one specific point, would have at some point had to have been conquered and overtaken by a different ethnic group than the original people who lived there. We fucking killed, I don't know, Neanderthals for it or something, like, and that's obviously silly, right? Where this is like reducto ad absurdum shit, like, well, this is a settler colonial project because 127,000 years ago, actually, the Neanderthals who lived in this tribe, and that sounds silly, but I think that when I'm going to say this is a settler colonial project, I'm referring to active, ongoing projects that take political capital and are being currently leveraged, not just the ongoing consequences of prior settler colonial projects, because at that point we're just arbitrarily determining where to put the start
Indium?
line,
Oh.
you know, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, and that just seems sillier to me. But it doesn't matter
copper.
because Hamas
Okay.
released hostages. Okay.
Counterfeit circuits. I can make some shit with that.
Like France and New Caledonia. I don't know anything about New Caledonia. I'm
Indium,
talking about
refined
territory of France.
metal.
If France is currently doing settler colonization in New Caledonia,
Wow.
then yes, that, sure.
Excuse me.
But do you condemn Hamas, though? Vosh, Ethan just ranted about Frogon on stream for 15 minutes and called her a freak monster, etc. I mean, she's kind of acting like a freak. She's defending Hamas and, like, acting
What needed
like
the
a
counterfeit?
fucking
The scan
loser lunch
deflector.
table
I need
politics
solar. Oh, I
lover
need
whoever
platinum. Fucking
anyone
platinum.
challenges
I gotta
her
go into
position
space, get
on
some
it.
platinum. I
mean,
need that for
I don't
everything
really
here.
blame him for being upset with her.
Gold, wiring loom.
She's scootering for.
I already have enough armor upgrades. For now.
Water, a little like my name, Walter.
I'm gonna sell all this
Good
shit,
one.
all these goddamn
I'm
fucking
Stamp.
mods. I can get nanites for.
Yeah, I guess I'll finish it. There's only
The
4.
issue with indigenous land disputes being considered property disputes is indigenous land rights were enshrined within the colonial legal system, and indigenous people cannot argue their claims within their own cultural frameworks. For example, oral histories are not legally binding. I mean, yeah, I don't care about things from that framework. I'm not going to frame it's been 200 years and Native Americans have to defend their claims legally with, like, well, before white people...
I don't want to sell my counterfeit goods. I might need it for some crazy
This is part of
upgrades.
the they lost that
I don't
battle,
know. I don't need any of this shit though.
Seconds.
I don't know timestamp. It was like 10 minutes in. Why did somebody say? he
Yeah, it
just
says
ranted about
upgrading
it
and
for 15
trading.
minutes?
None of
It
this
was
other
10
stuff
minutes.
says that. Trading. Let me double check. Trading. And it says only useful for trading. Yeah. Oh, good.
I mean, this is
Not as fucking
pretty
dumb
good.
as I thought.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
To research how to get rid of
Counterfeit
these.
circuits, smuggled
And
goods.
secondly, the
Let's
research
put these in
that
the
he
corner down here. These are
considers
special.
Then you
These are
support
special.
colonialism, my dude. I support colonialism because I don't think there's any point in arguing as to whether or not it is legally admissible for indigenous people to admit their centuries-old oral histories as arguments in the current-day United States court. I don't. Oh my God. What do you, I don't even know what you people, well, come on, Jesus, you're all, God damn it, go talk to an actual fucking indigenous rights activist. I have on stream, I have off stream, I've talked to these people, they're not like you, because they have real problems. They're not fucking crazy ivory tower sheltered lefty academics who are unironically arguing that we
Where's the
should
tech
fucking
merchant?
scamper the semantic value of the
Mission
term
agent,
settler
fuck you, get the fuck out of my
colonialism, because
face.
a colony happened at some point and a settler happened
I
at
got
some
some money to
point,
make.
and also the fact
Gra
that
gra?
they can't argue their modern day legal battles
Oh my
in
God, look at
modern-day
that
United
money.
States, fuck their fucking centuries old oral history. Like, do you think this is what they talk about? Like, yeah, you go up to a land back advocate, you know, go onto like a reservation or whatever and go talk with them, and they're like, yeah, you know, I really think it's colonization and settler. It's very settler and colonial that I can't vaguely gesture at a memory of what my dad told to me from their dad, 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 and like, yeah, I think
3 million. Oh my fucking Jesus.
What do you, like, come on, man.
Alright, let's get some nanites from the tech merchant.
To frame your engagement with these issues in the context of how they functionally take place today.
You, tech, starship, multi-tool.
And the obsession
Where's the tech
with
agent?
the invocation of the settler colonial term
Exosuit.
as it applies in America today strikes to me as an aesthetic preference that I don't respect. That doesn't
Here
mean
we
there's
go.
no colonial history,
Perfect.
that colonization doesn't happen all the time, that there aren't places other than Israel where settler colonial projects happening. I just don't, like, I saw people in chat get angry when I said that we won our battle with the Native Americans. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think we didn't? Are you under the impression this is an ongoing conflict? Like
Okay,
just
we can get some
over
good
the
amount of
hill, the
nanite
chief
clusters
is
from
going
this.
to ride down
And we got
and
some more waiting in
reconquer
the
What do you,
thing.
come on. Here's how the indigenous people can still win. Yeah. Bosch, for some reason, when they think,
God damn.
they think when you
Thanks.
said the U.S. won, you're saying it's a good thing. Yeah, I don't know why they would think that.
Oh, it's a lot of ships. Goddamn.
You know.
They smelled my money, all my nanites. See if this ship is just as good. The fucking squid ship. The Mass Effect things. C-class. What a piece of dog shit. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't want that.
Yes, Balgo.
How's the settlement? New proposal in an hour. Okay. Let's get some nav charts at Fungussy.
I don't think that means they've lost. That means that it sounds like the struggle for us is over. In the colonial settler framework, it's done. America is not a colony, and its residents are not settlers. That's done. It's not happening anymore. In terms of the modern day fight for the rights of indigenous people, that is ongoing. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That conflict continues. That's still going on. That'll keep going on for a long time, I imagine.
28.
But this is all downstream of the shit that I was disagreeing with.
I'll get a
Professor
bunch of
Flowers
quantum
on,
computers
because she was
and
also referring to
supplies
white South
while I'm
Africans
here.
as colonizers and settlers.
I don't really have too
which
much I want to
just
spend my
does
money on. Just
not
get some
track.
important supplies.
The relationship between white and black South Africans
Starship
is not
launch
one of
fuel.
settler
I'll get.
colonialism.
How much do I have?
It's one of apartheid and ethnic oppression.
3 out of 40.
You know,
I get
the
what did I
relationship,
get? 37.
like the relationship of a white South African and a black South African is not one of settler colonialism, because the white people were born there, just like the black people. They didn't come on a boat
For
or
2
whatever.
mil.
Like they were both
Okay.
born there. What's happening is racism,
We'll get a bunch
racial
of these.
apartheid, and those are really bad. I don't know why we need to pretend.
Bunch
that
of
it's a settler colonial thing in order
microprocessors.
to elevate the perceived severity of the situation. They're both bad. It's not good.
I really don't like making unstable plasma. I'll get some of that shit.
This is also true for the 1948.
I mean, go back home and get some
Borders of
shit.
Yes. So first of all, 1948 is a hell of a lot closer than fucking 1750 or whenever the fuck the Dutch showed up in South Africa for one.
Oh, and I gotta
For
sell the rest of
two,
the mods,
the
too,
settler
at
colonial
home.
project
Fuck.
with the Israelis is ongoing in the West Bank. Literally, like year by year, the constant ongoing process of forcing Palestinians out of their homes and putting like crazy fucking Israeli settlers in it. That's happening like
So now I got a good
right
balance
now.
of like
That's happening
farming
right
and like
now.
buying
Legally,
shit.
the area might all be Israel. So in legal terms,
I'm doing like
settling
schemy
isn't
shit for
taking
money.
place in this case, but in practical terms, that's obviously
Yeah,
more
give me all
settler
these.
colonial shit. That's happening. Like that's happening right now in Gaza. Gaza is not a settler colonial thing in and of itself, right? The fence around Gaza has stayed where it is for a little while, you know? That's more like an open-air concentration camp kind of deal. If the situation in Israel continued to a point where the West Bank was annihilated and the Gaza Strip stayed as it is for like 50 years or whatever, I would comfortably say that Israel is not engaging in a settler colonial project at that point. At that point, they just have a fucking concentration camp. Which is still really bad, by the way. That wouldn't be, like, if I said, yeah, I don't think Israel's doing settler colonialism anymore because they kind of stopped doing the settler colonial bit, they're just operating the world's largest concentration camp. That would not be me excusing the Israeli government. That would not be me looking at them and going,
Alright, so
okay,
you got
well,
full Starship
you cleaned up
fuel.
your act. It would still be really,
Warp
really
cell.
bad.
Can we buy a bunch of these?
But do you condemn Hamas? Yeah.
See what it takes to make them.
You
Antimatter
should talk about the Golan
housing.
Heights, it'll give a different lens to the whole
See if we could
conflict.
just
Well,
buy
that's a
'em.
whole other thing. Yeah, I mean, Israel wants to take more land around it for sure. Yeah, Lebanon and stuff. Yeah.
Buy unstable plasma, magnetic resonator.
Okay.
Buy salt.
Vosh, settler colonial
Dioxide.
discourse is highly academic and obnoxious, and you're glossing over a lot. Well, I can't regurgitate the entire academic discourse. in a live stream. Also, frankly,
Mito
in my
chamber.
experience, a lot of academic, like leftist literature is fucking retarded. The problem is, it's like you ask like a person. It's okay. Do you guys remember that pamphlet that was put out by the museum where they were like, time is a racist concept? And it's like, okay, if I have a PhD in sociology and I'm willing to like spend a bunch of time learning about how the way we keep time fits in with like a Western colonial attitude towards workmanship or whatever, then sure. But to a lot of like regular people, time is racist, just looks racist. And if you go up and ask like a black civil rights advocate, like, hey, do you think time, the concept of time, is racist against black people? They would look at you like you're a fucking lunatic. You know? Yeah, the concept of productivity is white supremacist. I remember that pamphlet. This is why sometimes shit really has to stay in academia and not leak outside of it. Because academics sniff their own farts and they get super fucking obsessive over creating incredibly semantically obscure terminology that is entirely to the benefit of them and their theses, but not at all to the broader like liberation struggle. And then this shit leaks out into general parlance and it sounds psychotic, you know? Okay, so you're judging academic debates over the rights of people who still exist by the stupidest and least nuanced summations of academic decisions. White name, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you really think that academics don't have a responsibility to construct arguments within terminology that is approachable to the average person and doesn't instantly make them look like lunatics the second it's picked up by like media broadly? What do you mean? This is so dumb. I've talked with academics about this. I know I'm right. I don't know why I fucking bother.
Ooh, excuse me.
Alright, what was I doing?
Strength and self.
Quickly, I want to say, Teddy Fresh October drop. A night.
The eye bags.
Or like some people I'm seeing specifically, and a few others, but this is the one that I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. She said, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. Now,
that was tweeted way before the baby shit came out?
Actually, you definitely...
We keep us safe, the importance of community defense and armed and trained.
Okay, so we got tons of money. We got a lot of bitches. Woo! We got the cargo expanded. Beautiful cargo space. Beautiful starship. A lot of space. Hey. Gotta charge that hyperdrive. Hey. I gotta buy some warp cells when I find some. I'll just make some right now. What do I need? I want to make 20. Antimatter housing. What do I need? Ferrite? I don't think I have a lot of that.
All right. Let's get this show on the road. Hello, everyone.
What is 16?
Did they actually use white phosphorus? Yes, it's been confirmed by the Human Rights Commission.
And antimatter. I need.
Why are your surprise
more.
streams never happy? Because good news can wait. Yeah. It's,
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to. God damn it.
pretty bad. Hold on 1 second. I just started playing Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm so early on I can't even save yet, but having it run while streaming is making
Alright,
it
warp
pretty
cells. Star Shield
I
battery.
just muted it, but I feel like I have to close it. I'm just gonna close it, whatever.
What do I need for that? Tritium and gold.
I'm just closing it. It's fine.
Eh.
I haven't even done anything yet.
What do I need for the Atlas
There
Pass?
you go.
Where's that shit at?
It's fine. Okay. Yeah. So it seems like it might be the beginning of the end, a little bit. So as of just a little bit ago, Israel has ordered through the United Nations that evacuation of 1.1
Cadmium.
million people
God
from
damn
the
it.
northern part of the Gaza Strip to the southern part of the Gaza Strip. 24 hours to evacuate 1.1 million people into an area as small as the southern half of the Gaza Strip is not possible. It is not possible to do this. The UN itself has said this. UN spokesman Stephanie Dujarric called the order impossible without, quote, devastating humanitarian consequences. The rapid move of over 1 million people into the... So I brought up a size comparison so we can understand the size we're talking about here. We're talking about moving the equivalent of the population of the state of Delaware into the lower half of this red marker placed over a portion of New York City. So that is how small the Gaza Strip is. Now cut that in half, and this bottom chunk right here is where 1.1 million people are being told to evacuate to in 24 hours with no water and no energy. They don't even have electricity over there. Just getting the information to the people in the northern part of the Gaza Strip is going to be virtually impossible. Israel's ambassador immediately complained, saying that the United Nations.
Oh, I need
response
platinum
to
for that
Israel's
too.
genocidal
Okay, I just need a
Exodus
lot of
order was
platinum.
disgraceful,
Warp
because that
hypercorn
is
platinum.
what an ambassador to Israel or from Israel has to do, be a monster.
Okay, so that's good for now. That's okay.
Apparently, Hamas is telling their people not to relocate. That might actually be the better move. Mass relocation of this many people into this small of a space under these conditions will be a mass death event in and of itself. Again, imagine moving 1.1 million people into... This is how small the space is. You can see the city blocks from up here.
Shield
in
recharge
New York.
upgrade, nice.
That's like the area we're dealing with here. The width is like 4 miles from here to here. It's not possible. 24 hours to move that many people, it'll be a human stampede. It'll be a crowd crush. You know, people don't have food, they don't have water. Not possible. Never in human history has that been done. Under the best of conditions, let alone the conditions currently present in the Gaza Strip. Are the Israelis just getting all these people in Gaza tight to bomb them more effectively? No. What they're doing is they're constructing the flimsiest possible pretense of being concerned with civilian casualties. This is almost certainly a precursor to a ground invasion of the northern portion of Gaza. What they're essentially doing is going, you know, sure, our ground invasion may have killed thousands and thousands of people, but we did tell them to evacuate 24 hours beforehand under impossible circumstances. So actually, it's the Palestinians' fault for not moving fast enough. It is the flimsiest possible justification. This basically confirms that a ground invasion is going to happen as well. There's no reason to order the evacuation of a certain portion of the Gaza Strip otherwise. It could happen almost immediately after the 24 hours. It could happen within a few days. It'll probably happen within a few days. So yeah, this is essentially the genocide. This is it happening.
Not
it
sure
is
about that
happening.
one yet.
This is it. These are
Definitely want to
conditions
get the
under which
cargo
it's going
scan
to take
detector,
place.
deflector,
There's no other like
and
this
the
is the end
sublight
state,
amplifier.
effectively.
Yeah.
Whether what we're going to see will be like the eradication of
Put the
Gaza
antimatter up
entirely,
here.
or if it'll just be like a pogrom
And
in its
the
northern
make some
half.
antimatter housing. How much
It's impossible
fair
to
do
say
I have?
now.
1200.
But this is this is it. Unless something changes or there's some change of course, some diversion. This is what is going to happen. At what point
Might
does
as
the
well.
UN tell them to chill? The UN itself is not an entity. The UN is just a platform through which countries vote. And the United States has used its position on the Security Council to consistently prevent consequences to Israel for Israel's behavior.
There we go.
At what point does the U.S. tell Israel to chill? Great question. Never. I don't know if that's like Biden has just been full-throatedly like we stand with Israel. I have no idea what it would take.
Full-throated.
Yeah, Biden has essentially been cheering on the response from the Israeli people. Are you saying IDF soldiers will just start shooting once the ground invasion starts, anyone and everyone? Yeah. IDF soldiers are barbarians, yeah. They're hyped up on vengeful war propaganda, they're bloodthirsty as fuck. Yeah, they kill civilians all the time. A fuck ton of civilians are going to die, and it's all going to be like, dude, we told you to leave the area. We told all Palestinians to leave the area, so only Hamas would remain, of course. Like, yeah, there's no reason to have any charity whatsoever to the IDF, like, under any
I don't even need to
circumstances.
unlock that many slots. Got 1, 2, 3 here for the
they've proven it time
cargo,
and time and time again.
2 up there for the tech. I got a lot
I don't think
available.
They're going to kill literally everyone they find, but they're going to kill a lot.
God damn.
Is this a good time to shit on Biden? This is an excellent time to shit on Biden. Of course, Trump almost certainly would have also backed Israel in this case, but it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, absolutely. Biden right now is essentially acting in complicity with what is going to be a genocide. There's no reason to not shit on him for this.
Alright. Let's see if there's anything else. Trade rocket. Starship, you got everything you need for now. Multi-tool, you got whatever you need for now. Oh, hold on, we got some upgrades for the Blaze Javelin. Yeah.
I genuinely can't wrap my head
Cloaking
around this. This
device,
should
we
be
need
defended.
solar
Why exactly?
mirror,
Because,
ion
we've
battery,
talked about the
wiring
circumstances
loom.
surrounding genocide many times prior to this point. You should be familiar with why stuff like this happens. Think the general populace left behind is going to be
Ion
armed?
battery,
No.
wiring
You think the
loom.
average Palestinian has guns? You think they have that shit? Fuck no. Israel tightly controls everything that goes into the not the West Bank, well, the West Bank as well, but also the Gaza Strip. Yeah, no. Yeah, they don't even have fucking water. Of course, given the current state of things and what Israel is about to do, it is true that if there were a bunch of guns in the Gaza Strip, that the Palestinians would probably
3
fight
solar
for every
mirrors.
block. But that's just not how things are. And that's one of the reasons as well why Israel generally resorts to indiscriminate bombing rather than going in directly. Do you think Israel's going to straight up start building settlements inside of Gaza itself again? No, I don't think so. Yes, it's been confirmed they used white phosphorus. Any chance they launch a nuke? No, no. Biden is pushing Egypt to open an evacuation corridor for Americans and Palestinians to escape. Man, I know why things are the way they are, but like, it sure is wild how fucking cucked the United States acts with Israel. Like, again, I know it's mostly evangelicals and fundamentalists that weaponize them for political partisan points over here in the West, but holy shit. Like,
Cloaking device, what does that look like?
Real fucking uppity, huh? Israel is a fucking military base that the West put in place and promotes because we wanted an ally in the Middle East. And now, like, we're letting them, like, do genocide.
Combat scope.
And,
Oh,
like,
get a
we're
little zoom.
treating them with, like, gloved hands or
Personal
whatever.
force
Holy
field,
shit,
cloaking
you know?
device.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
I support
Holy
the
shit.
highest form of American imperialism, specifically on Israel.
can't shoot,
Not
obviously.
Palestine, Israel, okay?
That's
we
really
need
good.
to
You can use that to
redouble,
escape
triple,
sentinels.
Reverse loop-de-loop colonize the Middle East, okay?
Wow, I'm
So
gonna
we
keep
can
that
establish
active.
once and for all democracy,
Neutron
all right? We tried
cannon.
democracy in the Middle East once before, and it didn't work. We're gonna try it a second time.
I wanna
all right?
take this
We're gonna make
geology
Israel
cannon
the
off.
51st state.
Yeah, we can
Holy
sell this.
shit.
Fucking piece of shit. Neutron cannon, mining beam, terrain
Unironically,
manipulator,
a coup
blaze
Israel would be
javelin.
better than keeping supporting Israel. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we're about to be like complicit actors in one
Holy
of the
shit, it charges up.
worst genocides of our lifetime. So far. Like Myanmar levels? Did Myanmar ever like kill 2 million people? I don't know. Why did Hamas fuck up this bad? This isn't Hamas. None of this is Hamas. Hamas killing like 1,000 Israelis after Israel has done all of this, and then Israel retaliating with fucking genocide, that's not Hamas. This is just Israel wants to kill Palestinians. They're responsible. It's all them. Hamas has no power here. Isn't this kind of Britain's fault? Everything is Britain's fault.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this place. Wait, right? Why does this map look so weird? Yeah, that's SeaTac, right? Yeah, Seattle. There we go. All the way up there. Yeah. Jesus.
So do I sell this flesh road?
This map that's larger than
64K.
Hamas has just pushed the timeline forward and made it more of an overt genocide, right? I mean, even then, not really. It's like Israel has been waiting to pull the trigger on this for a long, long time. Like, no matter what happened, these deaths, everything that's happened, like, all of this is on Israel. Hamas is like a powerless insect crawling around, in a glass jar. You know, like like every imaginable excuse could be deployed, but ultimately the only people with the power to prevent this from happening are in the Israeli government, and they don't want to. It's the equivalent of telling Vosh he and 1 million people have got 24 hours to get to the SeaTac airport by foot. Actually, that's not incorrect, yeah. It would basically be like, imagine taking all of Seattle, this whole chunk right here, giving them no water, no food, no electricity, broken down roads, no cars, just by foot, all of you, 24 hours, get your ass down to SeaTac, right here. That's essentially, yeah, that's it. Everyone up here, every house, every apartment block, every building, even in Seattle, where we have water and food and roads and everything, even with every amenity afforded to us by living in, well, a developed city, it would be impossible. And they're doing it in the Gaza Strip.
All right, now I can get
Yeah,
some
and you can't be
decent.
notified
Oh,
by
you know what?
TV,
Hold on.
radio,
Let me go to
internet.
the anomaly.
The people in the northern Gaza Strip, you think they're getting like what, alerts on their phone?
What the fuck is this? Looks pretty cool. What is that? Merchant
Why just
Thomas.
the north? Because
What
it
you got,
seems
Thomas?
like the IDF is looking to invade.
Ooh, what a
northern
piece of
parts the Gaza
shit.
Strip.
Looks
So they're
cool,
telling
though.
People to move down to the southern part.
My ship's all
Of course, it's
rusty
not
though,
possible for
but it's
them
A
to
class.
move, so
Try to
the
talk
IDF
shit
is
about
gonna
my ship
go
and I'll
in there
fuck
and
you up.
storm and
Shit,
kill
shit
lots of
about my ship and I'll fuck you up. Exosuit. What'd you have for the exosuit? I got some spare
Do you
space.
think Hamas wouldn't exist without Israel? That's objectively
Life
true.
support
Yes, Hamas
is
didn't
supremely
exist before Israel.
powerful.
They would not exist without Israel.
Movement.
There's no reason for a
S for
radical
movement.
militant Islamic group
Toxic
focused
protection,
primarily on
underwater,
decolonization
shield,
to exist without colonizers.
life support. I don't really need any more life support. My shit's pretty good. My shield, thermal, toxic. Thanks though, bro. Exocraft research.
Is it possible for them to call off the Exodus? Sure, Israel could not be evil. How many times have they
Cannon,
done that?
laser. Ah. I'll get another laser upgrade for the Minotaur. Starship, what you got? Photon, pulse. Where's the Infraknife? Oh, it's only C. Never mind. I want the best of the best. Multi-tool. What you got? Mining beam, pulse splitter, scatter blaster.
How can Israel stop Hamas right now, though? Who cares?
Hmm.
What does Hamas do? What is Hamas genociding?
I'll
2
try a
million people?
mining beam
It's
upgrade.
inconsequential.
Where's that?
Could you pull out an actual map of the Strip? Sure. I'm getting real tired right now of the condemn Hamas jokes. You guys are running into the ground real quick.
Oh, this is for the
Here.
multi-tool. Is it? Yeah.
Alejandro Caraballo.
For my laser. I'll put it over here.
That's the blue line.
Cannot
1.1
install
million
in this
people over here.
inventory type.
24 hours.
Where do I put it? Oh, it's for, wait, it's for
Over
the
here.
Minotaur? Is that the Minotaur upgrade? Oh, Minotaur laser.
It's not possible. Like, what should Israel do? Immediately cede an enormous portion of their territory back to the Palestinians.
What the
who were
fuck? Didn't I just
settlers
buy
from
an
the West
upgrade
Bank,
for
or
the,
destroy the fence surrounding the Gaza Strip
my
and give
exosuit?
ungodly amounts of aid to the people
For
of both the West Bank and
multi-tool?
the Gaza Strip. First by
Yeah,
reconnecting
multi-tool.
power and water,
Just bought something
and then
from
giving
you.
them not only food but also the economic materials they need to rebuild, and that's just the start. The campaign of penance Israel
Yeah,
must
mining
engage in
beam
will last for
upgrade.
decades and will probably bankrupt their economy. But
Where's
that's
my
okay.
shit at? Where is mining beam upgrade?
I don't think 1.1 million people could even fit in there. Ah, you're wrong.
The fuck,
have
bro?
You not seen
Why did it go on my
the
ship?
cube?
Fuck. Get over here.
Perhaps somebody in Israel's government has seen
Fuel
the cube
efficiency.
that can contain all human bodies.
Mining speed, heat dispersion, overheat downtime. Fuel efficiency.
Yeah, this is all part of Netanyahu's plan to build a real-life The Cube in southern Gaza. Gaza Strip. Does The Cube have to be in Lower Manhattan specifically? No, no. I'm sure it can be built right down here in Kimmel, or however that's pronounced.
There we go.
No, Hungamaster, like I've said, the irrationality of fascism, the Exodus command does not make sense at all. Like, it's
go to the
just
space
desperation
anomaly.
and hatred. You know, this is bad enough that there is a possibility that other countries get involved over this. At the very least, like, this has a real chance of provoking Hezbollah. I didn't think that Israel would do this because it's insane, but there's a real chance this provokes Hezbollah, and that would lead to real fighting. If this provoked Egypt or Iran in any capacity, or any of the like various backed militias in Syria, this could turn into an actual fight. But then again, like, the U.S. has a carrier strike group right off the water, so there's not really anything they can do.
Okay, so
Yeah, Biden and the United States presence there basically guarantees no other country can get involved, because it's a carrier strike group. So, you know, like, that's that. There's no fighting that. The U.S. is literally being a referee to a genocide. Yeah, basically the role of the United States here is to watch Israel slaughter Palestinians and keep anyone else from stopping them. I don't think any of the other countries that would actually be able to do anything. I don't think Hezbollah or
I have
Egypt
smuggled
or
goods
Iran
on
would be
me.
able to do anything, but they definitely can't now.
Yeah, I don't have any smuggled goods. I don't know why it's showing me that message. I got defense chip, forged
Israel has
passport.
nukes, surrounding countries can't
I guess
do
I
shit.
could
That
sell
wouldn't stop
that.
Hezbollah. They don't give
I
a
don't
shit.
need it for a quest. Yeah, I'll sell it.
Can you explain the root of the conflict? Sure. Israel is evil.
Defense
There we
chip.
go. The Iranian foreign minister.
No, I'll
is in
keep the
Beirut
forged
since this
passport on
past
me. I might
week.
need
Yeah,
it.
no shit. Arriving in Beirut, Iranian foreign minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian says the war may open on other fronts if the bombing of Gaza continues. This isn't just.
I think I
going to
got
be
every single
bombing. This is
exocraft
going to be-
upgrade.
This is like the Exodus order is already genocidal in and
Mounted
of itself.
cannon.
The following invasion is going to be just.
I'll
as
get
bad,
that.
if not
Fuck it.
worse. Man, I guess I don't know, guys. How much do you think the jihadist groups in the area?
Yeah, I got
are
every
willing
single
to risk
one.
both
Thermal
nuclear
protection. I don't need
annihilation
these.
And
These I don't think these install
US
on
carrier
the.
strike group
I don't need them for
in order
the.
to stick it to Israel.
I do kind of want it for the car though. I don't know.
Genuinely, I'm pretty sure the U.S. carrier strike group presents more of a destructive force than like.
I do want to fully upgrade
a
that
salvo
car.
of nuclear weapons. How many nukes?
See how fast that travels.
Between 80 and 400 nuclear warheads. That's a lot.
Alright, lubricant, hydrogen, salt,
I guess it
dirty
would depend on
bronze,
how many were
Herox,
tactical and how many were
Lemium.
strategic, but that's still enough to
Let's
like
get this
destroy
stuff.
the entire Middle East. So you know.
And gold, phosphorus, iodized cobalt. Okay. Lemium.
Yeah.
Dirty bronze. Pyrite.
Is there
pure
a line where the U.S.
ferrite.
would actually denounce Israel? I don't. They're jihadists who are willing to die for Allah. I'm not surprised they're willing to risk nuclear war. If nothing else, like Hezbollah probably doesn't need to fear being nuked because that'd be really silly by Israel, considering they're not even like a real country.
I can just make glass now from frost crystal. Okay.
Do you think the humanitarian corridor is going to open? It doesn't matter. 24 hours to move 1.1 million people. It doesn't matter if the corridor opens into Egypt. They cannot move 1.1 million people out of here in 24 hours. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I don't need any multi-tool upgrades.
Israel's not going to use nukes. That's insane. Yeah, I don't think they will either. They wouldn't unless the Iranian military got involved, which it won't. Hezbollah might get involved. I doubt they would use nukes against Hezbollah. They might be attacking from Syria, but probably not the Assadist regime, just like militia groups. Yeah, it's hard to say. Isn't half the Gaza population children? Yep. I could picture Iran using nukes. Iran doesn't have nukes. They might in the future, but they don't right now.
Yep, every single thing. Thank you.
The main sub is doing something. I can't deal with this sub right now. What? Whatever. I'll deal with it later. Ben Gvir is giving guns to settlers. Yeah, that tracks. The Israeli Minister of National Security, Itamar Ben Gvir, this is one of the people complicit in the assassination of the Israeli leader who was less genocidal towards Palestinians, was seen tonight assisting in the distribution of weapons for civilians in the Israeli West Bank so they can defend themselves in their settlements against Hamas. Well, yeah, Hamas in the West Bank. Yeah, famous for being in the West Bank, Hamas. This is more of the human shield shit. Like by sort of like mass arming the settler population, you really blur the lines. I think Israel would use chemical weapons rather than nukes. Israel has already used chemical weapons. They used white phosphorus in Gaza just a few days ago. Yeah, I know Hamas is in the West Bank, but like the idea of arming the entire fucking legion of settlers there, like, oh man, you know, yeah, like, yeah. Remind Chad of what white
Keep it chilling.
phosphorus
Let me
does.
give you some scratches.
Sure. Since Israel is already comfortable using this against civilians, sure, let's read up on white phosphorus munitions. Just a second. There's a whole section on them, use by Israeli forces in Gaza. Thanks, Israel. Where's the what do they do to a body section? Oh, here's the whole international law section. Physiological, ooh, that's a messy image down there. Ugh. Yeah, I can't even show that on screen. Oh, that's from a Gazan youth right there. Gazan youth undergoing hospital treatment for white phosphorus injuries. Basically, the vapors make you die on the inside, and the flames stick to you, and they're 1 billion degrees, and they melt you from the outside. There goes VOD. The VOD is fine. It's a Wikipedia image.
I got the Minotaur upgrade.
Have you seen these sociopathic Israeli ads? Yes. This feels like one of those things that feels like it should be fake or like made up or whatever, but I've seen multiple people post videos of it. We know that your child cannot read this. We have an important message to tell you as parents. 40 infants were murdered in Israel by the Hamas terrorists, ISIS, same group. Just as you would do everything for your child, we will do everything to protect ours. Now hug your baby and stand with us.
That was fucking nuts.
Important message.
I saw that
to
shit
you.
a few times.
This feels like one of those things that feels like it should be fake or like made up or whatever, but I've seen multiple people post videos of it. We know that your child cannot read this. We have an important message to tell you as parents. 40 infants were murdered in Israel by the Hamas terrorists, ISIS, same group. Just as you would do everything for your child, we will do everything to protect ours. Now hug your baby and stand with us. Truly incredible. Don't Hamas hate ISIS? Yes. Do you think it matters to them? I can confirm the ad is real. I've seen it on my phone here in Belgium. Jesus.
That's so fucking disturbing. Oh my god. So fucking weird too.
That video
So
is on the
rather
Israeli
odd.
Foreign Ministry channel. Is it really? They just have it right there on the Foreign Ministry channel? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, literally right there. Yeah. Well, it has 900,000 views, 159 likes. They have hidden dislikes and they've hidden comments. I wonder what people in the comments would be saying if they could be here. Very organic. I have a feeling that the views are authentic and people really don't like this video. It's from ads. It could also be from the ad distribution, that's true. But they do have a lot of views in other videos as well, even though it's very unequal. Keep in mind, I know that it may not seem this way from observing like Western media and Western media civilian discourse, but around the world, people fucking hate Israel. They have incurred a broadly negative reputation. So, you know. Zero paid Israel? Decent number of them. Remember how Israel defenders posted images of scared children only to take them down when they found out their kids were Palestinian? Yeah, Justin Bieber did that. He posted an image of ruined Gaza, saying like, pray for Israel. And then when it was pointed out to him that was an image of Gaza, he just deleted the image. He didn't like, it's so grim. They're not like, oh wow, I didn't realize things were that bad in Gaza. They just like delete the image, post a new one, praying for Israel without that. Like there's no engagement or sort of introspection on what they've done or what the implications of what they've done might be, you know, just overview on white phosphorus.
Big guy.
US images. Nah, I don't
In the 15th century.
Is that fucking Vsauce?
I like seeing that guy jump around.
Vsauce.
I wish there was something we could do with him.
Okay.
Maybe he's part of the story. Why the fuck is my ship always under the base? I have a fucking launch pad. What a dumb piece of shit. Get over
Bosch,
here.
I'm not saying this with glee, but Hezbollah could very much get involved. They have much better missiles than Hamas. They can and they will reach Tel Aviv. Yeah, Hezbollah is much more, much
The
better
inevitable
armed than Hamas
glizz.
is. Well, if Hezbollah is going to get involved, they're probably going to wait for the ground invasion of Gaza to
I like
begin
this nice small
and
ship.
take advantage of the
Oh fuck!
the distraction to attack during that time.
It reverses just like a car. That's cool.
U.S. task force won't let Hezbollah do stuff. Not
Look
true.
at all
U.S.
this
task force will kill them for doing
money.
stuff, but they can still do it before we kill them.
1500 copper. Give me that shit.
Israelis are already killing Palestinians with the guns given to them. I know there was that case of I say case like it's this one-off thing. Just recently, there were some Israelis shot at Palestinians doing a funeral and killed 2 people. That just happened. They're just sort of indiscriminately killing people. Like, it doesn't matter. Do you really think, like, the Israeli police or Israeli court system are going to, like, arrest and like, fully prosecute?
I wonder if the
investigate
starships have
everything,
different
like,
feels.
killing
I like
Palestinians
this
right
one
now?
better for some reason. Flies. Maybe I just like it's not too much visuals blocking. I'll take that oxygen. What the fuck
Yeah,
you
4
think you're doing
Palestinians were
here?
shot dead by Israeli
That's my
soldiers on
oxygen.
Wednesday at their funeral.
You want
Israeli
some? You
settlers
gotta
shot
pay
dead
for it.
2
Hey,
mourners, a father and a
hey.
son. Yeah.
Well, put that oxygen down your throat. All right.
It's been reported that Israeli settlers have killed 2 Palestinians Palestinians in the West
Phosphorus Gliss Farm.
Palestinian Health Ministry. And just scrolling through some of this release, witnesses have told Reuters that the father and son were shot when settlers opened fire at the funeral of 4 Palestinians who were killed by
Let's get
armed
some
settlers
ferrite.
and Israeli soldiers near the northern city
Phosphorus,
of
turning in
Nablus
ferrite.
on Wednesday. So that report coming according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Israeli settlers
Yeah, we have
killed
no
2
ferrite.
Palestinians in the West Bank.
Can we turn magnetized ferrite back into regular ferrite?
Welcome back. We have some breaking news relating to the Israel.
I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know about that. Okay, wow. So I got a shitload of money. Good thing I was saving all those mods. All those upgrade mods. Turn them into nanites. Got all the
non-stop
upgrades
video
I
feed
needed.
of
Hey,
the
hey,
Skyline.
hey. What are you doing there? Geode site, Lemium, Warp Cell. All this cool shit I can make
this
now.
is the environment in which 1.1 million
I gotta go to
people now
space
have
and load up on all this
22
shit.
hours to
Or maybe
evacuate
find a
down
planet
south.
where I can... Asteroid fields. Found in
Is
underground
it denser than
planetary
Kowloon?
deposits.
No, nothing's denser than Kowloon.
Where the
It's
fuck do I
extremely
find
dense, but
silver
nothing's
and
denser than
gold?
Kowloon. Tweet relaying statement by IDF spokesman.
I guess
we
I just...
understand it'll take a few days.
Let me see if I can
They
mine
can't even get
silver
their
and
fucking
gold.
propaganda together. They're giving a 24-hour warning to cause mass panic and mass death as people flee south as quickly as possible, but they're even acknowledging it's not possible. So you have a 24-hour
Man,
order
Phil
to get the
Spencer,
fuck out
get the
before we
fuck
kill
off my
everyone in this area,
notifications.
but also we know
You
it'll take
dumb
longer than
bitch.
24 hours,
I'm
essentially, is
not
what's being
following
said.
you.
Someone made an insane cartoon thing of Gila Klein as a soldier killing people. The entire situation is bringing out the most insane people. Yeah, I'd say so. Dog, what the fuck? This is a whole animation? Jesus Christ.
Yo, it's a wild picture. Holy shit.
This looks fucking anti-Semitic to me, dog. I don't know.
Hey, yo, big dog. Hey, hey. That fat cock in your mouth. Shut you right up real fast, hey. I'm gonna keep looking through
Like,
our menus.
everyone
I'm
in
just so
Israel
satisfied
is
with
drafted
everything
to the
being
IDF.
filled out.
Like, that's bad.
It all looks so
sure, but
gorgeous.
I
I have
don't
all the
think-
space I want.
You know that kind of lefty online where they will call
We got
anyone
that
a
phosphorus
war
on me,
criminal
hey. You
just
want
for
some?
being a soldier?
I'll put
Like,
it down
a
your
war
throat,
criminal
hey.
is someone who commits a war crime. But some people, like internet lefties, will be like, no, actually, a war criminal is when you're conscripted into a military and that military has done bad things. Like they'll say every U.S. vet is a war criminal or whatever. Yeah, Gila Klein was like a secretary or something. Keep in mind that only like 1 in every 6 people in the U.S. military actually like goes into combat roles or whatever.
Alright, I
For
need to
every
stack
dude
up on
out there with a
phosphorus
giant
next.
Backpack and a rifle,
Phosphorus
there's, like,
and money.
5
I gotta
people
build a bunch.
making coffee and
I need a
sucking
bunch
cock
of
back at
phosphorus
base
to
or
convert into ferrite.
like base back at home.
Ferrite.
You know? Yeah, pretty weird. This is old? Yeah, but it's, you know.
And use the ferrite to
It's
build
the
a
same.
bunch of silos to store all that shit.
Maybe, sure. Any chance the UN might get involved in all this? No.
Finally cleared up the inventory. We got a bunch of shit here. Not even that valuable.
So
but I'll
Israel is
keep
trying
it.
to justify taking over? Is that what they're trying to gain from all this? No, they're trying to get... They're trying to appeal to the hardliners domestically, and they also just want to kill a lot of Palestinians. Sometimes it's just that simple, you know? Like, you ask logically, like really ask yourself logically, okay? In purely, like, does this benefit the nation? Why the fuck did the Holocaust happen? Because if you actually think about it, it was really fucking dumb. Oh, let's wage war on every other fucking country, but also let's commit a ton of domestic resources and soldiers towards, like, the world's greatest pogrom. Fucking why? Well, because they're not rational. Like, if you think of it purely logically, and I'm being like lay Reddit, intellectual, big hat, fedora, fucking whatever, but if you think about it logically, the limit of, like, pragmatic internal oppression during wartime runs up against slave labor. There was slave labor in the camps, but killing over 10 million people? Why? Well, because they were hateful idiots. That's it, really, that's it. Why do this thing that hurts you? Guys, the Nazis fucked over their own nuclear weapons program because of anti-Semitism. They thought the scientific research that led into the development of the nuclear weapons program, they thought it was Jewish hocus pocus. They're fucking idiots.
Salvage
That's
frigate
the thing.
module.
That's
What the
fascism
fuck does
for
this
you.
do?
You ask, why would Israel waste its own resources, ruin its reputation domestically and abroad, like make everything worse for everyone just to kill Palestinians? What are they getting from it? The answer is nothing. They're getting dead Palestinians is what they're getting. That's what they want, and that's what they're getting, you know? That's it. It sometimes really is that simple. They'll take the land too, I'm sure. It's a tiny little strip of land. They have other land they can use. It's not the land. There's other ways to get land. That's not the issue. This isn't just a land grab. You know? They're not doing that shit in the West Bank for more land. If they really want land, they can upzone their existing districts. It's not about land. It's about suffering. They want to kill Palestinians. That's it. Is there a solution to this, like stopping Israel from killing Palestinians? Yeah, go join Hezbollah. No. Please stop asking me for solutions. There is no solution. Listen, okay? You are, all of us are scholars of ruin, okay? Our job here is to sit and suffer, okay? Listen, all right? In their bombed out homes where they're about to be invaded and killed by the IDF, all right? The Palestinian babies that are gonna die, they're all praying. I hope some internet irony poisoned lefties with complicated thoughts in their own gender identity will remember me and have good opinions on my suffering. That's what they're thinking right now, okay? Now honor what will be their memory and have those, okay? But please stop asking me what we can do, because I've seen it from chat 500,000 times since this started, and the answer remains no idea. I think literally the only person in the world who has the power to stop this right now would maybe be Biden. Biden couldn't act unilaterally without causing a fuck ton of disruptions locally within the Democratic Party, and it would probably be to his political detriment. But if you could put all that aside and have Biden act as the, like, representative of America, yes, Biden could stop it. We could do anything we want. We're America. If we really want to, we could.
The fuck are they gonna do about it? Put a fat gabagool in their mouth. Tell them to shut the fuck up. Stop killing poor Palestinians. Hey, give them equality.
The average American will
What's
at
so
least see how
difficult
horrible
about
this
it? Hey.
Following the attack
As
from
an
Hamas,
Italian, I know
there's been a
about
spike
oppression,
up
hey.
in terms of support for Israel, but over time, that's going to change. The overall trend over time in America has at least been for Democrats to be less supportive of Israel. Apparently, popularity for Netanyahu is pretty low right now, too. It is possible that something comes of this, but frankly, I doubt it.
What was that on my screen? I learned a Gek word or something? Oh, that's just
Can
my
Biden
bot, my
impose
robot.
extreme sanctions through presidential orders
Let me
or
talk to you,
something?
robot. What up with you?
First of all, America
What's
on
poppin',
its own
man?
does not have enough of a trade relation with Israel to impose extreme sanctions.
Tell him on. Alright, tell him
Israel
on.
does not get,
I'm
like,
telling
the
on.
majority of its economic shit from America. Like, they have a pretty robust trade network. Sanctions have to come from a lot of countries. But, like, no. Also, that's not a presidential order. Are Israel and Hamas beyond reason at this point? Stop bringing up Hamas. What does Hamas have to? Hamas is an ant in a glass jar. What is this? There is nothing. Nothing. There's nothing Hamas can do at this point to change anything. Hamas is full of dumb fuck jihadist lunatics. Yes, absolutely. But who are the real lunatics? Hamas and their radicalization, their hatred, their anti-Semitism is, if nothing else, the product of great deprivation of suffering. What the fuck made Israel this way? Because Israel is 1,000 times more genocidal than Hamas is. They're capable of carrying it out. And Israel does not exist as a product of deprivation. Israel is a modern fucking first world country with full control over its own shit. I don't want to see people talking about Hamas. We are past the Hamas section of this discussion. Hamas was the fly that set Israel off. Hamas was the spark next to the powder keg. Okay, I don't want to see. I don't care about Hamas. There is only one agent left, and it is Israel. The left should stop defending Hamas. Then don't talk about it. Don't talk about it around me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't care. Hamas doesn't exist anymore. They're about to not exist anymore. What do you think the IDF's going to do? Let them live? No.
Automated trading floor. I'm not sure. Dehydrogen workshop. Let's do a dehydrogen workshop. I don't know what that is. I can guess what new settlement feature dehydrogen workshop. So how do I find that? Damn, this place is fucking massive now.
8-minute long statement.
You're
from the
welcome,
IDF,
guys.
40 minutes old. That's relevant.
No need to thank me. Starthilk. Faradust, Cobalt. I don't really need to buy Faradust, but I got money.
In the reserves, Jonathan here.
Fuck you.
Our daily
I'll free them, but only because I
It is
feel
Friday
merciful.
morning, 7:20
Don't
a.m.
bother me
local
about this
Israeli
shit.
Time. And I have some updates for you to know regarding the operations and the war against Hamas. The situation during the night has been relatively quiet, relative to the last 6 days.
Where's the
It's still
dehydrogen
occupied
workshop?
also southern Israel. There are still
I'd like
terrorists
to
that
use
are
it.
attacking Israeli communities, or at least trying. Most of them have been repelled.
Can't see anything on the
or
scanner.
Taken into custody. But what I want to share with you first is a humanitarian step that the IDF is taking in order to minimize civilian casualties as this war unfolds. And I would like to read verbatim, word for word, the message that we sent, obviously in Arabic, to the local population in Gaza City, informing them of the need to evacuate from where they are for their own safety. This is the message. The IDF calls for the evacuation of all civilians from Gaza City. I'll zoom in a second. From Gaza City, from their homes southwards for their own safety and protection, and to move to the area south of Wadi Azza, the river Gaza, as shown on the map. We distributed this with a map as well. And in order to understand what we're talking about, Gaza City, a major center, the biggest center of population in the Gaza Strip. If we zoom in a bit, here we have Gaza City, and more to the south, Gaza River. You can see it here, this path. That is the Gaza River, and what the statement is saying, that people...
Okay, the blue line was farther north than I thought. That doesn't change the math. It's still like 1 million people being... Okay, so they have like 1 or 2 more miles of space. It doesn't change anything that I said. Just mild technical detail.
People living in Gaza for their own safety should move south of this river. A river being something clear and understandable for everybody, whether or not they have a map or no. I'll continue to...
Keep in mind that crossing a river means that you're limited to crossing bridges. Like, 1 million people, wounded, children, elderly, no water, no nothing, no medical supplies, moving across bridges.
Agreed. The Hamas terrorist organization waged a war against the State of Israel, and Gaza City is an area where military operations are taking place. This evacuation is for your own safety. You will be able to return to Gaza City only when another announcement permitting it is made. Do not approach the area of the security fence with the State of Israel.
Bosch, you like this tweet? This protest is pro-Hamas. This? Oh, I just realized this is UW. This is University of Washington. This is my fucking local...
Alone! They want our people dead! They want us killed!
Is this a pro-Hamas protest, not a pro-Palestinian protest?
They want us dead!
Hold on.
Get these brown fucks out of here. They want us dead. I don't want to see any of their goddamn flags. Fuck them.
What makes it a pro Hamas protest? I feel scared for my Jewish UW students express fears pro-Palestinian peers hold rally on campus. Hundreds of pro-Palestinian demonstrators cheered on a speaker. Day of resistance protest for Palestine. So what makes this a pro-Hamas protest?
They want them dead. That's a.
Also on the flyer was a paraglider. Oh, okay. So they were they doing the same like dumb shit university student shit where they were like, oh, the Hamas, the Hamas was like revolutionary or whatever. Ah, okay. Holy shit, UW showing up. Huh. I guess I don't really know without having been there. I could have been there.
I'll sit with you guys. Wait for the nav data to recharge. Come back and buy
This person
some.
is adding Ben Shapiro and Bill Ackman.
That ought to be good. Just trying to make a lot of money. I want to get the freighter together next.
I think
There's
this
a lot
the
more
flyer- yeah, the flyer's
materials I
pretty
want to
fucking
make
dumb.
advanced shit, but I don't have access
I don't
to
know.
them
I guess
just yet.
maybe this is like my perspective shifting or whatever. I guess I just give less of a shit about this given what's happening now. I know this seems kind of whiplashy or whatever, but I feel like day one after Hamas kills like 1,000 people, like this is like, what the fuck are you doing? And now it's like 5 days later and the IDF is about to flatten the Gaza Strip, and it's like, that doesn't make this any smarter or less bad. It's just as bad as it was before. But in the context of what's happening now, it feels so much less relevant, like in gravitas. Like the scales or the stakes keep escalating in a way that just makes it so impossible to like, again, it's bad that you shouldn't do this. You know, you shouldn't pretend that Hamas is a liberatory force. It's just like the more it piles up and builds, it's like, well, the great evil here, the great like fucking threat is Israel, and it's just. Oh, what's up, Kev? Yeah, everything feels so
I'm out.
fucking trivial right now. It's still bad, yeah. Without no